Damon Peters. Batting cleanup in right field, number 6, Caleb Smith. Batting 5th, playing second base, number 8, Kate Pound. Batting 6th, the shortstop, number 2, Joshua Congdon. Batting 7th, in left field, number 2.
Cole Carter.
And hello again, baseball fans, and welcome.
Number 1.
Columbia College David Story Field here in Longview, Washington, as the NWAC Baseball Championships continue today. Game number 5, a losers out contest featuring the Tacoma Titans and the Lynn Benton Roadrunners. I'm Vern Foster. Hope you enjoyed today's ball game. Columbia Basin knocked off Tacoma by a score of 2-1. That's why the Titans are in this ball game. And the other contest, Lynn Benton, upset by Walla Walla 10-3. So the winner of this ball game will continue and will play tomorrow afternoon at 2:05, and the loser will be eliminated. Tacoma, the West number 2 team, coached by Ryan Mummert, and Lynn Benton, the South number 1 team, their head coach Ryan Gibson. Tacoma, the visitors here this morning, and here is the starting lineup. Leading off will be Jordan Stoner. Stoner, the left fielder, is batting first. Hitting second will be the shortstop Colin Wolf. Wolf batting number 2. He'll be followed by Alex McGarry. McGarry batting third. He is the first baseman. Hitting fourth today for Tacoma will be Taylor Adams. Adams batting fourth. He is the center fielder. Quinn Rawson is a designated hitter. He'll hit fifth today for the Titans. Batting sixth will be Kenton Robillard. Robillard, the second baseman, hitting number 6. Batting seventh this morning for Tacoma will be Peter Perkins. He's the right fielder. Hitting eighth is Elijah Johnson. Johnson, the number 8 hitter, is the third baseman. And batting ninth this morning for Tacoma will be Dominic Zombik. Zombik, the number 9 hitter, he is the catcher. Starting for pitching for Tacoma today will be Ryan Connor. Connor on the year comes in with a record of 6-0. He has started 7 games, appeared in 10, has a record, as I mentioned, of 6-0. For the Lynn Benton Roadrunners, a South number 2 or number 1 team, this is their lineup this morning. Colton Cosner will lead off. Cosner is the first baseman. They'll be followed by Jack Bauer. Bauer is the catcher today. Hitting third for Lynn Benton will be Damon Peters. Peters, the third baseman. Caleb Smith is batting fourth and playing right field, while Tate Cowden will be hitting fifth. He is the second baseman. Joshua Congdon is the shortstop. He's hitting sixth. And as we continue the lineup, we'll have the national anthem. National anthem here at Story Field as we get ready for game number 5. Continuing the lineup for Lynn Benton. Hitting 7th this morning will be Spencer Desbiens. He is Desbiens rather. He is the left fielder and batting 7th. Cole Carter will hit 8th for Lynn Benton this morning. He is the center fielder, and batting 9th for the Roadrunners will be the designated hitter, Derek Darzinski. The starting pitcher for Lynn today will be Logan Hatley. Hatley on the year comes in with a record of 7-2. He has started 10 games this year. He has 1 complete game. He's appeared in 10 games, has an ERA of 3.07. Take a look at him there on the monitor. He is a sophomore from Dallas, Oregon, one of the more picturesque spots in Oregon. A very small town there, as you see him getting ready for the warm-up. Our home plate umpire today is Colin Price. First base is Chris Claflin, and at third is Jim Clifford. So a three-man squad here early in our first game of the day. Again, the first of 4 games here at Story Field. This 9:30 game and the 12:30 game are elimination games. So Tacoma and Lynn Benton to be followed by Lane and Mount Hood. Loser of these 2 games will be sent home. Then this afternoon at 4:35, Columbia Basin will take on Walla Walla in the first winners game, and Everett will tangle with Lower Columbia at 7:35 this evening in the second winners game. If you didn't hear about those scores yesterday, Everett edged Lane 3-2, and Lower Columbia stopped Mount Hood by a score of 10-1. So they will be in the winners brackets games later here today. 13th straight year that we have played this tournament at Lower Columbia College, David Story Field, and the first pitch will come right at 9:35. Here's the wind and the delivery, and the first pitch to Jordan Stoner is called strike 1. No balls and a strike, Jordan Stoner. Logan Hatley on the mound. He is ready. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Curveball, and that one is a little bit inside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on the leadoff hitter for Tacoma, Jordan Stoner. Hatley is ready. Here's the next pitch. Fastball hit in the gap, left center field. Moving on over is Desbiens. He's there, reaches up, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Struck well by Stoner, but Desbiens had him positioned pretty well. Takes a couple steps to his left, makes the catch, and we have 1 up and 1 down. To bring up Colin Wolf. Wolf is the shortstop today for Tacoma, right-handed hitter. And Hatley is ready. Here's the first pitch. He shows the bunt and takes it low and inside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Colin Wolf. Third baseman now cheating up Peters, just short of the grass, and now we'll have a conference between Bauer and Hatley. Defensively for Lynn Benton, Desbiens is in left, Cole Carter is in center, Caleb Smith is in right field. Damon Peters is the third baseman, Joshua Congdon is the shortstop, Tate Cowden is the second baseman, Colton Cosner is at first. As Hatley steps back on the mound and he is ready, here's the 1-0 pitch. That fastball outside part of the plate for strike 1. 1 ball and a strike. Jack Bowers behind the plate for the Roadrunners and Logan Hatley on the mound for Lynn Benton. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the next pitch. Swing, fouled away. Count goes to 1-2 on Colin Wolf. Tacoma losing yesterday on an error in the bottom of the 9th inning. Tough way to lose. There comes a 1-2 pitch. Curveball inside corner, called strike 3. Wolf rang up. First strikeout of the game for Hatley, and then there's 2 outs for Tacoma. That'll bring to the plate Alex McGarry. McGarry, the number 3 hitter, playing first base today for Tacoma. And a 0-0 score. Here comes Hatley's first pitch, and that is on the outside corner, strike 1. No balls and a strike on McGarry. Again, Tacoma losing in the bottom of the 9th yesterday on an error on the right fielder. Here comes the next pitch, check swing, and the pitch misses high, ball 1. And Tacoma now in the losers bracket. Has a long ways to go to try and get back into the championship game. Here comes a 1-1 pitch and another check swing, and that comes over the plate for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Alex McGarry. Outfield playing straight away. Here comes a 1-2 pitch, another curveball swing, tapped into the Tacoma dugout, and the count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Temperature 61 degrees at first pitch. Another clear day here today, expecting nothing but sunshine throughout the tournament. Comes a 1-2 pitch, another curveball, and that one a little high, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on McGarry. Temperature is in the mid 80s today, maybe the upper 80s on Saturday and Sunday. Comes a 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and McGarry is gone, and so is Tacoma here in the top of the first inning. For the Titans in the first, no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. After a half inning of play, your score, Tacoma 0, Lynn Benton coming to bat.
Seattle Pacific University is a premier Christian university where each year 4,000 students catch a vision for making a difference in the world. All across the globe, SPU graduates are making an impact in medicine, technology, athletics, business, education, music, theater, and more. SPU is dedicated to outstanding scholarship and thoughtful faith. It's a powerful combination that brings about change in the lives of graduates and in the people and communities they serve. Seattle Pacific University, engaging the culture, changing the world.
Soldiers in the Guard's intelligence field gather information on the enemy using a variety of tactics. Scanning foreign communications, conducting interrogations, and debriefing friendly contacts, all while delivering and coordinating data to help allies on the battlefield or stop civil emergencies. The enemy can't hide from Guard intelligence.
The first day of school is kind of scary. You don't know your teachers yet or who your friends will be. But school is really important. It's how you learn things and grow.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're gonna do great, Mommy.
For you, for them, Clark College. Get started today at clark.edu.
Right, ready to get started at the bottom of the first inning as Lynn Benton will take its first look at Ryan Connor. Again, Connor on the year, a record of 6-0. Started 7 games, completed 1, made 10 appearances, and has an ERA of 3.28. He'll face Cosner, Bauer, and Peters for Lynn Benton here in the bottom of the first inning. And here's the first pitch, fastball, strike 1. No balls and a strike on Colton Cosner. Defensively for Tacoma, Elijah Johnson is at third. Colin Wolf is the shortstop. Here's the next pitch, fastball, called strike 2. Kenton Robillard is the second baseman. Alex McGarry is at first. Jordan Stover is in left field. Taylor Adams, the center fielder. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And that fastball is outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Peter Perkins in right. Behind the plate, Dominic Zombic. And on the mound, Ryan Connor. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Cosner. Connor's ready. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swing, fouled away. Out of play down the first base side, and the count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. And we mentioned the weather. It's supposed to be excellent for the next 4 days. As you can see on our picture here, nothing but blue sky, no wind, absolutely perfect for Memorial Day weekend here in Longview. Cosner will step out. Hope you'll be able to spend some time here. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Fastball again outside. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Cosner. Infield playing back. Outfield straight away. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. That fastball swinging a soft line drive caught by the first baseman. Alex McGarry reaches out and catches a soft line drive by Cosner. Looked like he hit it off the end of the bat, and just a soft fly to McGarry, and Cosner's retired for the first out here for Lynn Benton in the bottom of the first. That'll bring to plate Jack Bauer. Bauer, the catcher this morning for the Roadrunners. Left-handed hitter. Connor is ready, and here's the pitch. And a little bit low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes on Bauer. Bauer hits from the left side. So the third baseman Johnson will move up even with the bag. Here's the next pitch, swing and a drive. Left center field has a chance to get down. It will. Over to first goes Bauer, digging for 2. Comes on in. He will have a stand-up double for Lynn Benton. Bauer, a solid double into left center field as it splits Stover and Adams, and Bauer easily motors on into second base, and he has a 1-out double for the Roadrunners here in the bottom of the first inning. That'll bring to the plate Damon Peters. Peters, the third baseman this morning. It'll take a while to get used to saying this morning for Lynn Benton. No score, bottom of the first inning between Tacoma and Lynn Benton. O'Connor will have to work from the stretch for the first time as Bauer takes his lead. Gets a signal. Looks back to second base. And comes home with the pitch. And that fastball, strike 1. No balls and a strike on Damon Peters. Lynn Benton, as we mentioned yesterday, RPI at number 1, and were upended yesterday by Walla Walla by a score of 10-3. Connor is ready. Again, looks back to second a couple times. I'll step off the rubber. Walla Walla doing a lot of damage late in the ball game. One time, Lynn Benton was up, I believe, 3-1. And then Walla Walla with a 4th spot in the 6th, and I think another 2 in the 7th, and 3 more in the 9th, and they win the game going away. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing, popped up to shallow right field. Moving on over is the right fielder. He makes the catch, the runner tagging. Here comes the throw, cut off, throw to third base, a slide, and safe at third base is Peters. Or Bauer. Bauer moves on down to third as Peter flies out to Peter Perkins for the second out of the inning. So Peters does the job by hitting a fly ball deep enough to Perkins in right field, allowing Bauer to tag up when he's down at third base now with 2 outs. That'll bring to plate Caleb Smith. Smith, the number 4 hitter for the Roadrunners, and Connor will work from the stretch. Here comes the first pitch. Off speed, outside corner, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike on Caleb Smith. 306 down the left field line here at Story Field. 342 to left power alley. 387 straight away center field. As Connor again works from the stretch, and here's the next pitch, and that fastball is low. Ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. 354 to right center and 326 down the left field line. Now to hit it out into center field, you got to hit it over top of a 20-foot barn. So if you hit it out there, it's a titanic shot. Remember, we had one last year. Here comes a 1-1 pitch, and that fastball is low. Ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike on Caleb Smith. Right-handed hitter for Lynn Benton. Steps on in. Connor again continues to work from the stretch, and here's the next pitch, another fastball, and catches the outside corner for strike 2. Well, the count evens out at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Caleb Smith. Infield now playing back, trying to cut off the ball. And the outfield still straight away. Connor ready. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. And he wastes that pitch outside and low for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Smith. Tate Cowden awaits on deck for the Roadrunners if Smith's able to get aboard. No score here, bottom of the first inning. Deliberate is Connor. There's no doubt about that. Here comes the next pitch. Fastball, bouncing ball past the pitcher, behind the bag, gloved by the shortstop. Throw to first in time, and out of first base is Smith. Bounced over the head of Connor. Wolf, the shortstop, gets behind the bag, throws to McGarry in time, and Smith is retired for the final out here for Lynn Benton in the bottom of the first. For the Roadrunners, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. After 1 complete inning of play, your score, Lynn Benton nothing, Tacoma nothing.
When you first visit Seattle Pacific University, it's easy to fall in love with the campus. But just ask one of the students. There's something different about SPU, a place where faith, service, and academic excellence meet. And it's the only private university in the Pacific Northwest to make the latest U.S. News and World Report Best National Universities list. This is Seattle Pacific University.
Before there could be a nation, there had to be people willing to fight for it, to take on the world's greatest challenges, whatever they might be. So the U.S. Army masters not only tactics and strategy, but also physics and chemistry. We make battle plans and create breakthroughs in medicine, science, and engineering. Our next mission could be anything, so we prepare for everything.
The first day of school is kind of scary. You don't know your teachers yet or who your friends will be. But school is really important. It's how you learn things and grow.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're gonna do great, Mommy.
For you, for them, Clark College. Get started today at clark.edu.
Top of the second inning we go, and up to the plate comes Taylor Adams, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike on Adams. Adams, the center fielder, to be followed by Rawson and Robillard. Here comes a 1-1 pitch, and that off-speed pitch is a little high for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on Taylor Adams. No score, top of the second inning between Lynn Benton and Tacoma. Hatley ready, here's a pitch. That fastball down low. Ball 3, 3 balls and a strike on Adams. Hatley, the lanky left-hander, the next pitch, and that bounces up the plate for ball 4. Hatley cruised through the first inning as he struck out 2 of the first 3 batters, and now he issues his first walk of the ball game as Adams draws a leadoff walk for Tacoma here in the second inning. That'll bring up Quinn Rawson. Rawson, the designated hitter today for the Titans. Left-handed hitter, and the first pitch of him, swing and a miss. Strike 1. No balls and a strike on Rawson. Comes from Puyallup, sophomore. And takes a look into the dugout. Now he'll step back in. Tacoma with the white jerseys today with the block TCC lettering across the chest. That ball bounces up to the plate, and a nice stop by Bauer, not allowing the runner Adams to move up. So the count now 1 ball, 1 strike. Hatley again will work from the stretch, and the runner Adams takes his lead at first. Now they'll throw a lob toss, and Adams back easily. Held on there by Cosner. Shortstop and the third baseman playing up a little bit. Second baseman stays back on this artificial turf. Here's the next pitch, and that might have got him. It did. It's got a little bit of the jersey, but enough to, you could see it moved, and a hit by pitch, and Rawson goes down to first base. So Hatley walks the first batter of the inning. Now he hits the next batter, and all of a sudden you got runners at first and second with nobody out, and Kenton Robillard due up. So Adams down to second, Rawson at first, and Robillard steps to the plate. No score, top of the second. Tacoma threatening, though. First baseman in on the artificial turf. He shows the bunt, takes the pitch for strike 1. No balls and a strike on Robillard. Again, this is an artificial turf just installed after last baseball season. And the infield itself is also made of recycled material. And with a little bit of dew on the ground this morning, it might be pretty slick, pretty quick as the ball gets on the turf. That ball butted at, fouled away. And the count no balls and 2 strikes now on Robillard. I know some of the kids who played high school ball here said when you slide, it's like hitting an ice lick sometimes. You just pick up speed. So you have to really hold on to the bag when you go through there, or you'll slide right past it. Hatley ready. Count no balls and 2 strikes now on Robillard. More than likely a bunt is off. Hatley peers back to second base. Again, he looks back. Now we have time. Robillard didn't like waiting that long, so he calls time. And he'll step back in. Just like Rawson, Robillard is also a Puyallup kid. Here's the next pitch, fouled at the plate, and the count stays. That's a 1 ball or no balls and 2 strikes. No score, and again you get a look there at Robillard for Tacoma. perfect day again for baseball here in Longview. It's going to get warmer, easier for the kids to get going. I'm sure that this 9:30 game was tough to get going. There go the runners, swing and a foul ball. And the count will stay at no balls and 2 strikes. Well, Ryan Mummert puts his runners in motion and has Robillard swinging and taps it foul, so the count stays at no balls and 2 strikes. Hatley ready, and Robillard now will step in as well. We'll see if the Titans send the runners again. This time they're staying a little closer, and this time they will stay, and the ball swung on, and it'll drift out of play in the right side of the field, and the count stays at no balls and 2 strikes. Robillard doing a good job. Got behind in the count, 0-2. Now he's fouled off a couple of pitches. Keep the bat at bat alive. So Hatley will step back in again, and so will Robillard. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Top of the second, Tacoma threatening. Here's a pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Robillard fans for the first out here in the top half of the second inning. For Hatley, his 3rd strikeout of the ball game. He got 2 in the first inning. Now his first strikeout victim of the second is Robillard. That'll bring to the plate Peter Perkins. Perkins today is the right fielder for Tacoma. A right-handed hitter as well. Perkins from Bellevue, a sophomore. On the year, hits .361. Second best average on the team for Tacoma. Hatley is ready. Here's a pitch. Swing and a high pop-up. Shallow right field. Moving on in is Caleb Smith. And he drops the baseball. He'll throw to second base. And out at second base is Rawson. But down at first is Perkins. Well, Adams will advance to third. Rawson thrown out. I believe 9-6. I don't know if the shortstop, the shortstop should have gotten over there, Congdon, but he just dropped the ball. He moved to his right, dropped it, but recovered it, lobs it to second base, and out at second base is Rawson. So now there are 2 outs, as I believe it would be ruled a fielder's choice because there was an out recall or call made. Will it be an E9? They will call it an E9. Okay. So Perkins reaches on the air because the runner at first base got to first base, even though there was an out recorded at second, as Smith threw out Rawson there at second. And I thought that would be a fielder's choice because an out was recorded, but official scores say, nope, that's an error. There goes the runner from first. Pitch is a called strike, and it's still balls and 2 strikes on Johnson. So now Tacoma has runners at second and third, but with 2 outs here in a scoreless game, as Elijah Johnson now behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Hatley from the stretch. Here comes a pitch. Fastball swing and a slow roller hit to third base. Glove there by Peters. He'll throw to first in time, and Johnson is retired for the 3rd out of the inning. Tacoma threatens in the second innings. They get a couple of runners on, but they're unable to push anybody in. For the Titans, no runs on no hits. There was 1 error and 2 runners left on base. After an inning and a half of play here at Lower Columbia College here in Longview, their score, Tacoma nothing and Lynn Benton nothing.
LCC has definitely prepared me to transfer to Oregon State because it's helped me with my study skills. I'm a much harder worker than I was in high school.
I had a great support base by the staff, and I've made some great friends that I think I'll carry on with my life.
I've definitely loved my classes. I've learned a lot. It's been a healthy environment.
Don't be afraid to branch out. The people here are awesome. I'm going to be in it for a while, but down the road I'll be finishing up and be ready to join the workforce.
Tate Cowden steps to the plate for Lynn Benton in a scoreless game, and he's behind in the count, no balls and 1 strike. He'll be followed by Congdon and Desbians here in the bottom of the second. Connor is ready. Here's the next pitch, and that misses low and away. Ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Cowden. It was ruled an error because the run in the last inning because the runner Adams advanced to third on the drop fly ball by Smith. Here's the next pitch, outside corner, strike 2. Perkins got the first on the fielder's choice, but because the ball was dropped, Adams went to third, and that's where the error was committed. So that's how that play was scored. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that fastball is outside for ball 2. So it was no runs with no hits and 1 error for Tacoma here in the top or bottom half. There's the next pitch. Bounce towards the shortstop. Wolf charges, throws in time, and Cowden is out for the first out of the inning. A bouncing ball hits towards Wolf, and Cowden is retired for the first out here in the bottom of the second inning. That'll bring up Joshua Congdon. No score between Tacoma and Lynn Benton, and Congdon's first at bat here this morning. Congdon, the right-handed hitter from Lacey, and he takes a swing at the first pitch and misses for strike 1. No balls and a strike on Congdon. Connor is ready. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, and that fastball is outside for ball 1. 1 ball and a strike on Congdon. Here comes the next pitch, and that fastball swing and a miss, strike 2. Well, Congdon behind in the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Congdon at .346 on the year, best batting average on the team for the Roadrunners, as he hits in the 6th position, and he's called strike 3, and he's gone. I think he was real thrilled with the calls. He stood there for just a moment and turns back to the third base dugout and walks away. So for Connor, his first strikeout of the ball game, and now there's 2 outs to bring up Desbians. Spencer Desbians, the left fielder for Lynn Benton. Left-handed hitter, and the first pitch from Connor, called strike 1. Be sure to check out the NWAC on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for all the latest NWAC news. Also visit nwacsports.org for the most recent information on schedules, scores, stats, and more. Here's the next pitch to Desbians, swing and a miss, strike 2. He's down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Desbians .230 on the year. Connor is ready. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, another curve, and that one is fouled back to the screen. And the count stays at no balls and 2 strikes. A few people out here for the early morning game, enjoying the sunshine. Good way to get warm quickly, sitting out here. Comes the 0-2 pitch. Another curveball, swing, and a soft line drive foul down the left field line. Reached out and poked it down the left field line, but it sliced all the way and went foul by about 10 feet. So the count remains at no balls and 2 strikes on Desbians. He's able to keep the inning alive. The center fielder Carter is on deck. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fastball swing, fly ball, shallow center field. Moving on in is the center fielder Adams. He reaches up, makes the catch for the final out of the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning for Lynn Benton here in the second. No runs on no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. After 2 innings of play, your score, Lynn Benton nothing, Tacoma nothing.
Ready for a new adventure? Study at Douglas College in Vancouver, Canada. Take a post-degree program and launch your career, or prepare to study at top Canadian universities. Become eligible for a 3-year work visa with a 2-year program. Choose success. Choose Douglas College.
Look, baseball's a numbers game. a 570-foot home run at age 15, 31 homers in 66 games, first front cover at 16, number 1 overall draft pick, majors at 19. Over 100 home runs is 34. On-base percentage of 340, then 368, then 460. Four-time All-Star, beating 9.2 million ballots, 30 out of 30 MVP votes, chasing 762, 4256, 2297, 3562. You're 220 at age 23. But kid, just remember, no number sounds as good as this.
Top of the third we go between Tacoma and Lynn Benton, and Dominic Zombik will step on in, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Number 9 hitter, then we'll go back top of the order, Jordan Stoner and Colin Wolf. Hatley ready. Here is a pitch. Swing, a fly ball, left center field and deep. Retreating on the ball is Desvians. He's near the warning track, reaches up, makes the catch for the out. Zombie hit it a long ways, but not quite far enough, as Desvian's able to get to the warning track, make the catch for the first out of the inning. And the left fielders and the left side of the infield looking into the sun early in this ball game, so it might play a little bit of havoc early. And we'll go back to the top of the order. Jordan Stoner steps in, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. No balls and 1 strike on Stoner. Stoner today 0 for 1. Flied out to Desvians, his only at bat. Comes the 0-1 pitch and bounced up to the plate. They count out 1 ball and 1 strike. Stoner on the year. Ready to step on in once again. And here's the pitch that misses outside. 263 batting average. And has a couple of home runs and 13 RBIs. Timeout called, as Bauer will go out to talk to Hatley. Again, game number 1 of 4 here today. Our next contest set to start at 12:35, and that will feature Lane and Mount Hood. Again, another losers out contest. As we start this tournament with 8, by the end of the day we'll be down to 6. Here comes a 2-1 count. And swing, and that one is fouled out of play. The count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Stoner. Stoner, another kid from Puyallup. A lot of kids from Puyallup on this team. Next pitch, grounded towards the shortstop, moves deep in the hole, off balance throw, and safe at first base is Stoner. That'll be a base hit, I'm sure, as Congdon had to go deep into the hole, kind of a jump throw, and it pulled the first baseman Cosner off the bag. So nice play, but you could see that we just did not have a chance to get enough on it. And Stoner has the base hit. First hit of the day for Tacoma, an infield base hit for Stoner. So with a runner at first and 1 out, they'll bring to the plate Colin Wolf. Wolf 0 for 1 today. A throw over to first base, and back is Stoner. Wolf struck out in the first inning. 1 of 3 strikeouts that Hatley has recorded so far. He'll step off the rubber and we'll do it again. Wolf, another Puyallup product. He is a freshman. Another throw to first base. And Wolf this season hitting at .309 with 1 home run and 29 RBI. So he's had a pretty productive freshman season. Tacoma looking for its 30th win of the year. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. They're 29-16. Lynn Benton comes in with a 30-12 record. The Titans, if they get win number 30, they move on to tomorrow. Hatley will again work from the stretch. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. That one misses outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Colin Wolf. 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning in a scoreless tie. Middle infield looking for a ground ball to get the double play. Outfield straight away for Wolf. Another throw to first base, and Stoner back in again. Stoner not taking that big of a lead as he stays inside the cut of the grass. There he goes, though. And there's the pitch, and it's dropped by the catcher. Down to second base goes Stoner. So Stoner will get the stolen base as Bauer dropped the pitch. And Stoner with the head first slide is down at second base. Count is now 3 balls and no strikes on the number 2 hitter, Wolf. So Hatley trying to get out of a little bit of trouble here in a scoreless contest. Here comes the 3-0 pitch, and that fastball at the belt, strike 1. 3 balls and a strike on Colin Wolf. Games, elimination games, tend to be a little more deliberate because the teams know that one bad mistake could cost you the game. Here's a pitch, swing and a fly ball, hit to right field, moving back on it is Smith. Now he comes forward, runner is not tagging on the ball thrown on in, and Wolf was retired for the second out of the inning. Fly ball hit pretty well to right field, but Stoner elected not to tag, so he's still at second base with 2 outs. That'll bring to the plate Alex McGarry. McGarry is strikeout victim in the first as well, as when Hatley had 2 of his 3 strikeouts coming in the first inning of play. We'll see what happens this time. McGarry, the first baseman, wears the number 7 on his back. Left-handed hitter versus left-handed pitcher. Hatley takes a look back to second. Here's the pitch, and it's low and away, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on McGarry. Alex McGarry, a .352 batting average, 2 home runs, 42 RBIs. The 42 RBIs leads Tacoma. So he's definitely a guy you want up if you're the Titans right now in this situation. Scoreless tie, top of the 3rd. Here's a pitch, and again it's off speed and misses outside again. 2 balls, no strikes on McGarry. Outfield playing back a little deeper here early today. Ball had a little bit of carry yesterday. They might have that again today. The outfield just back, seems like farther back than they normally are when they're here. Gary steps back in. Hatley is ready. Couple looks back to second base. Comes home with the pitch and a check swing, and he went for strike 1. McGarry tried to hold back, could not. The home plate umpire, Colin Price, rings him up for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike now on McGarry. Hatley again with the number 27 on his back and unable to get in the same page as Bauer. So he'll step off the rubber and we'll do it again. Here comes a 2-1 pitch, and that bounces up to the plate. A nice stop by Bauer. And the count runs to 3 balls and a strike on McGarry. Titans looking for the first run of the ball game with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. McGarry heading the count 3-1. Here's a pitch, and catches a corner for strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes now on McGarry. Tugs at his jersey. Now he'll step back in. And at second base, Stoner takes his lead. Behind him is the shortstop Congdon. Now he'll step back behind the runner. And here comes the pitch. And it misses low and away for ball 4. So McGarry down to first base on the base on balls. And for Hatley, that's his second walk of the ball game. That'll bring the plate Taylor Adams. Adams walked to lead off the second inning. Made it all the way to the 3rd, but was stranded there. And that's where we are right now. Scoreless tie. So Adams looking for a base hit. His first official at bat. See how Hatley does. Here comes the pitch. And that is off speed and it's high. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. In a slow-paced game here. as we're now in the top of the third. And a scoreless contest. Both teams with just one hit. And Hatley again will step off the rubber. And we'll have another conversation as Bauer and Hatley will go and visit. And now the batter Adams will go over and talk to one of his coaches as well. Again, as we mentioned, when you get in elimination games, things become a little more tense, a little more taut. Everybody plays. I'm not saying they don't play with more concentration, but they seem to be more in tune. Because again, every play, it can determine a win or a loss. Of course, that's the truth in every game, but when you get in the final 8 or the final 4 or even the final game, you're really, really concentrating. This game has that feel right now. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And that is low, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Adams. Again, runners at first and second for Tacoma. And 2 outs in this scoreless contest. Hatley is ready. Comes home with the pitch. Fastball swing, popped up down the right field line. It's going to be a tough play. It's in foul territory. It'll be a foul ball. Both Smith and Cosner on the run. Smith from right field and Cosner from first base. But it was in foul territory and falls between them, so just a strike on the play. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. See it on the replay, a long run for both players, and probably fell about 5 feet between both players there. So the count of 2 balls and a strike. So Hatley will step back in once again. And now at first base, McGurry not being held on by Cosner. Hatley ready. Couple looks back to second base. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And fastball, a little bit low. Ball 3. Some groans from the Lynn Benton side of the stands as that pitch was just a bit low. And the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. Hitter's count now for Adams. And Hatley is ready. Again, a couple looks back, and now he'll fake a throw back to second base. Second baseman Cowden moved over for a moment, then went back to his position, and Stoner took a little bit of a larger lead. And Hatley didn't like it, so he took a look at him back at second base and pushed him back there. Stoner the go-ahead run. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Adams couldn't catch up with it. And the count now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Base hit definitely will score a run now, so runners will have the opportunity to take off with the pitch. Well, Stoner will get his lead at second. McGurry will get his lead at first. Not being held on at all at first base. Hatley a couple looks back to second. Gary go to the runners. Here's the pitch. Swing, popped up. First base side. Foul territory. Is there room? A leaping try and goes out of play. Cosner right near the fence, but it went on the back side of it and out of play, and the count stays at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Hatley still trying to wiggle out of this jam in a scoreless contest down the top of the 3rd inning between Tacoma and Lynn Benton. Runners again will take their leads. Outfield straight away. Infield plays back. Here comes the pitch, and it's outside for ball 4. So Adams draws the walk, second consecutive walk given up by Hatley, his 3rd of the morning. Down to third base goes Stoner, second base McGarry, and now at first base is Adams. And now we will get a visit out here as due up to the plate for the Titans is Quinn Rawson. Rawson, the designated hitter. And Hatley has walked 3 and hit a batter. So similar to what happened to Lynn Benton yesterday when they walked, I believe, 11 batters and hit 4. Control problems for Hatley could come back to catch him. And the Roadrunners I mentioned had a lot of problems throwing strikes yesterday, and it cost them in the 10-3 loss to Walla Walla. If I remember right, they might have even gone through 5 pitchers yesterday. Went through a lot of arms yesterday. Lynn Benton did. Now the conversation is over, and the teams will return to the field. Tacoma, all three of the runners went to the dugout to talk to their head coach, Ryan Mummert. Now they all return to their bases, and that'll bring to the plate Quinn Rawson. Rawson, the designated hitter for Tacoma, was hit by a pitch and is only at bat. Hatley is ready. First pitch, and it's inside and low for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes on Rawson. Rawson, 277 on the year with 7 home runs and 28 RBIs. Almost double number 2 home run hitter for Tacoma. Big boy. Here comes the next pitch. Swing and a high pop-up, and that will go out of play. And the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Hatley started to give chase towards the foul line, then realized it was way out of play, so he quickly gave up as he crossed the foul line, and the count stays at 1 ball and 1 strike. Bases full, though, for Tacoma. An infield base hit by Stoner and a couple of walks, and there's nowhere to put Rawson. Hatley from the stretch. Here's a pitch. Swing, popped up, left field line. This is going to be a tough play. A long run for the left fielder. He dives. He can't make the catch. That'll score at least 2 runs, perhaps 3. On his way to third is Rawson, and he'll get there with a stand-up triple. Just a blooper down the left field line. A long run for Desmians. He dives, cannot come up with it, and 3 runs score on the play, and Tacoma has a 3-0 lead. The walks come back to haunt him, and a long run. He missed it by about 2 feet, and just too far to run for Desmians to run it down, and 3 runs score in the play. So Stoner scores from third. From second base scores McGarry, and all the way from first, Taylor Adams scores on the play as well, and a 3-run triple for Quinn Rawson, and it's 3-0. Ball gets past the catcher. Here comes Rawson. He'll score, and it's 4-0. Well, the wheels have come off here for the Roadrunners here in the top half of the 3rd inning as Rawson scores, and it's now 4-0 Tacoma. And the count 1 ball and no strikes on the hitter, Robillard. And the next pitch outside for ball 2. So just like yesterday, the walks came back to haunt Lynn Benton, and 2 walks here in this inning along with an infield base hit, and 4 runs are in now after the 3-run triple by Rawson. Robillard takes the next pitch for a strike. 2 balls and a strike now on Robillard. Rawson's triple was not hit hard, it was just well placed. Ball hit off the end of the bat, rolls up the first baseline foul. Rawson, even though the big kid did not hit it hard, he put it where, as Yogi Bear used to say, hit him where it ain't. And that's where they weren't. That ball fell about 2 feet away from Desvians, and it turns out to be a 3-run triple for the Titans, and now have the 4-0 lead with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Hatley ready. Here comes a pitch. Swing and fouled at the plate again. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Robillard 0 for 1 today. Struck out in the 2nd. 7th batter to the plate for Tacoma here in the top of the 3rd. Hatley struggling, throwing a lot of pitches. Has given up just the 2 base hits, so both coming here in this inning. Here's a pitch, swing and a 1-hopper hit to the second baseman. Cowden down on 1 knee, makes the play, throws to first, and Robillard out for the final out of the 3rd inning. But the Titans, a huge inning here in the 3rd. 4 runs on 2 base hits. There were no errors and no runners left on base. After 2.5 innings of play here at the 2017 NWAC Championships, it's Tacoma 4, Lynn Benton nothing.
People say knowledge is power, and they have a point.
At Portland State, you tell your own story.
You build your own stage.
You take your best ideas to the streets.
You let the world see who you are
and who you hope to be. Knowledge is about how hard you're willing to work to do something real.
It's about how far you're willing to go to do something great.
Cole Carter steps to the plate for Lynn Benton here in the bottom of the third inning. His team now down by a score of 4-0. Here's the next pitch, and he's now down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Carter's first at bat here this morning on the year, hitting 186 with 4 home runs and 24 RBIs. There's the next pitch, hit down the third baseline, gloved by Johnson. Long throw across the diamond in time for the out. Alex McGarry with a nice stretch at first base as Johnson had to go behind third to make the play. He makes it there. He stumbles from the grass, a long throw, and McGarry the nice stretch just in time to get Carter for the first out. Outstanding play by Carter, or by Johnson to retire Carter here in the bottom of the third. Let him bring the plate, Derek Darzinski. And he shows the bunt, pushes it down the third baseline. Johnson barehands it, throws a first in time. And Darzinski is retired for the second out of the play. 2 outstanding plays by the third baseman Johnson. This time he charges, he barehands it, throws, and Darzinski is out for the second out of the inning. Ball about halfway down the line, gloved nicely by Johnson and right on the money, and Darzinski is out for the second out here of the inning. That'll bring us to the top of the order for the Roadrunners and Colton Cosner. Connor ready, first pitch, fastball swung on, hit into the hole, gloved there by Wolf, and Wolf will throw and not in time. Nice stretch again by McGarry, but this time Cosner with the speed able to beat it out. Deep in the hole, another nice play by the defense as Wolf got on over there, makes the grab, throws on the run, but Cosner just too fast and beat it by about a half step. So Cosner, the infield base hit. And for Lynn Benton, it's second safety here of the day. Bauer will come to the plate. He has the only other hit for the Roadrunners, an opposite field double back in the first. Connor from the stretch. Here comes the pitch. Curveball, strike 1. No balls and a strike on Bauer. Bauer 237 on the year. 2 home runs, 24 RBIs. Yesterday he had the exciting play inside the park home run. Stands in. Again, Connor a long time, and here's a pitch, another off-speed pitch. That's called strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes on Bauer. 4-0 Tacoma leading bottom of the third over Lynn Benton in this losers out contest at the 2017 NWAC Championships. Bauer steps back in. Connor is ready. Here's a pitch. And he throws it low and away for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I think Connor was hoping that Bauer would offer at it, but never even moved his bat, so the count at 1-2. Peters waits on deck for the Roadrunners if Bauer is able to keep the inning alive. Cosner takes his lead at first. That's even with the cutout. Held on there by McGarry. Here's a pitch, swinging a line drive, but that's hooking foul and out of play. Down the right field line, and the count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fans continue to filter in here at LCC on a full day of baseball that we will have here throughout the mid to late evening, depending how long the last game goes on. Connor is ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch, swing, and a bouncing ball hit towards the second baseman. Robillard is there, throws to first base in time, and Bauer's retired for the final out here in the third inning. For Lynn Benton in the third, no runs on 1 hit. There are no errors, 1 runner left on base. After 3 complete innings of play, your score Tacoma 4, Lynn Benton nothing.
As certified jumpers, divers, and survival experts, Special Forces are dropped behind enemy lines to train foreign fighters, carry out covert missions, or prevent future conflicts. These soldiers live for the challenge. Highly trained and highly intelligent. Special Forces soldiers are the best of the best.
LCC has definitely prepared me to transfer to Oregon State because it's helped me with my study skills. I'm a much harder worker than I was in high school.
I had a great support base by the staff, and I've made some great friends that I think I'll carry on with my life.
I've definitely loved my classes. I've learned a lot. It's been a healthy environment.
Don't be afraid to branch out. The people here are awesome. I'm going to be in it for a while, but down the road I'll be finishing up and be ready to join the workforce.
When you first visit Seattle Pacific University, it's easy to fall in love with the campus. But just ask one of the students. There's something different about SPU, a place where faith, service, and academic excellence meet. And it's the only private university in the Pacific Northwest to make the latest U.S. News and World Report Best National Universities list. This is Seattle Pacific University.
Oh, okay. Okay, we're good. Vern Foster back here, going to take a couple innings off, and Dave Andrew will fill in for the next couple innings.
All right, thanks, Vern. Well, welcome back, folks, here to Story Field, Lower Columbia College. We head to the top of the fourth inning. Tacoma with the bottom of the lineup. Perkins, Johnson, and Zombik. And the Titans with the 4-0 lead here over Lynn Benton. Day two, this is an elimination game here at David Story Field. Day two of the NWAC Championship. Hatley, the lefties, pitch to Perkins, taken for a strike. 4 runs, 2 hits, no errors for Tacoma. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for Lynn Benton. Of course, it was the big 3-base bloop triple, the 3 RBI bloop triple by Quinn Rosson, the big hit of the game. Perkins right back through the legs of Hatley into center field, and that's a base hit leading off the fourth for Tacoma and Peter Perkins. Tacoma yesterday in its loss to Columbia Basin just had 4 runners left on base, but the Titans did have a couple situations where they had people erase stealing or in double steals, lost some key runners. I'm sure Coach Ryan Mummert and his crew feeling a little snake bit, but got the big bloop triple down the left field into shallow left by Rosson. That was a good break as it just fell in no man's land, got by the left fielder, and 3 scored Tacoma with those 4 runs. Next hitter is Elijah Johnson. Johnson, the former quarterback from Chehalis WF West High School, not too far north of here. Didn't play yesterday. Starting third baseman today, grounded out to third his first time up. Long look into the dugout. Looking for a sign with Perkins on first. Nobody out here. 4-0 Tacoma with the lead in the fourth. Hatley, long look in. Thinking bunt, I'm guessing. Now throws over, has the runner picked off. Throw high, but down to the shortstop. Got the pickle going, and Perkins is tagged out by the shortstop, Congdon, in the caught stealing. And so Perkins erased. That would be 1-3-6 for the first out of the inning. One 0 count on Johnson. Low and away, ball 2, 2-0. So Perkins looking to move up, apparently on a sacrifice. He either took off early or stealing, or took off on the move and was fooled by the lefty. Of course, those crafty left-handers have done that before to people, and Perkins got caught in the middle, and he was out in the hot box, as they called it when you're a kid. One down here in the fourth. 3-0 pitch now to Johnson, poured up. The fastball poured in there, but a little high, ball 4, and Johnson now on at first base on the walk. Dominic Zombik, the catcher for Tacoma. Dominic out of Puyallup. A lot of Puyallup kids on this club, as you would expect, being a neighbor right there of Tacoma. Hatley now quick throw over, and back in safely is Elijah Johnson. Well, I know Vern talked about it. I don't think you could pick out a better weather day. And the telltale sign is the flag out there in left center. It's limp. No wind, beautiful, warm. Pitch on the outside corner, strike one taken by Zombik. If this day is predictable. There's that flag. Here in a few hours, the wind will kick up, and that'll be blowing straight in from left center. We'll see. Sometimes as it gets warmer here, that's more of kind of a cooler, nice day, it may just stay limp out there. We'll see. That can be Death Valley, and usually is Death Valley for a power hitter. A fly ball hit into center or left center. Sounds great off the bat, looks great, and dies somewhere in the middle or deeper part of the outfield. But we'll see today. Zombik. Ball or no balls, 1 strike. Alley, long look at Johnson at first. Johnson going, pitch low, juggled by the catcher, and Johnson steals second base. Well, the Titans definitely putting the game in motion, as they say here in the inning, as Perkins was going and caught stealing in the rundown. Now Johnson walks and steals second. So he's in scoring position. 1 out here in the 4th. Tacoma with the 4-0 lead over Lynn Benton. Tacoma, the number 2 team out of the West. Lynn Benton, the champions of the South. Halley, stretch, pitch, breaking ball, at the knees, strike. 1-2 the count. Hatley came in with a 3.07 ERA, 7-2 on the year. Started 10 games, finished 1 of those, 1 complete game. But he's down 4-0 here. 1-2 count on Zombik, the 9th hitter in the Tacoma lineup, and now we've got a time called by Zombik at the plate. Dominic trying to break the rhythm out there of Hatley taking some time, concerned about Johnson in behind him on second base. Pitch just outside. Held out there by the catcher, Jack Bauer, but just off the edge. Colin Price calling balls and strikes. Chris Claflin at first base. Jim Clifford at third. If you were with us yesterday in the Tacoma game, you saw our replay system put into play. Pitch, chop foul up the left side, and Zombik will stay alive with a 2-2 count. Tacoma and Columbia Basin tied at 1 in the bottom of the 9th. Fly ball into mid-range right field. Perkins ran over, had the ball tip off his glove. Ruled fair. The winning run scored, went to review, and the replay held it up. It confirmed it, and it was the winning run. And kind of exciting. I don't think you're too excited if you're a Tacoma fan. It's a tough way to lose a ball game, but exciting that technology helped. Breaking ball, ripped into center field, base hit. That's going to drive in a run as Johnson was running on the play. He'll coast it into home plate and score. Tacoma on the Zombik RBI single. Now leads 5-0. When you pick it up there, you see Johnson coming into your picture. He was stealing, had to hold up a moment to make sure that ball was not going to be caught. It wasn't. It was in no man's land. And Zombik with the RBI. Elijah Johnson scores, and Tacoma has its 5th run. Top of the order for Tacoma, Jordan Stoner, the left fielder. Stoner, another Puyallup Viking. Puyallup native, I should say. Puyallup, Washington. Takes a ball, or strike 1. 0-1 the count. Mount Hood and Lane coming up. That's a loser out game. Quarterfinal games tonight, which the teams that won yesterday, Columbia Basin and Walla Walla, 4:35. And Lower Columbia, the home team, although will be the visitors tonight. Lower Columbia versus Everett at 7:35 tonight. Should be a beautiful, beautiful evening for baseball. Hatley after a throw over now. Still a long look over at Zombik. Takes a second look. Now plateward pitch. Just a little low. Caught the outside corner, it appeared, but dipped a little low. And that's a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike on the leadoff hitter, Jordan Stoner. Hatley's pitch, strike called at the belt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Activity in the Lynn Benton bullpen. Another lefty warming up at there. Looks like Dante Glover getting loose. One out here, top of the 4th inning. With Tacoma sitting on a 5-run lead. 5-0. Hatley throws over. on the first 2 days of this championship, there is a 10-run rule in play in 7. So you got to go 6.5 and be the home team to be up by 10 to finish it. We nearly saw one of those last night. Lower Columbia defeated Mount Hood 10-1, and Devils had a couple chances to get that 10-run advantage, both in the 7th and 8th, and didn't do it, and so went the full, 8.5 innings actually, as Lower Columbia was the home team. Once we get to Saturday, we play 9 innings or more. 2-2 pitch, chop into off the glove of the third baseman. That's going to be an infield hit. A nice diving attempt by Peters there. I thought the ball was going to slip into left field. Peters got a glove on it. By doing so, he may have kept Zombik from advancing to third just because it was a chopper, and I'm not sure how fast the left fielder would have got in on that. In fact, by the depth of the left fielder, I think there's a pretty good chance Zombik would have advanced to third. So give Peters credit for keeping it in front of him. It is an infield hit. And Tacoma now with 1 out with runners on at first and second for Colin Wolf. Wolf 0 for 2. Takes a pitch inside. Wolf struck out looking in the first, flew out to right field his second time up. Tacoma scored 4 runs in the third. They have 1 in here in the fourth and threatening with 2 on and just 1 out. 1 ball, no strikes. Hatley long look back to second, takes a second glance. Here he comes. Pitch outside, 2-0. And the catcher, Jack Bauer, I think concerned with how much time his pitcher's taking checking the runner, just going out to remind him, hey, let's get this guy. You're a double play ball away from getting to the dugout. But Tacoma showed a propensity to run this inning, and it actually has 2 stolen bases so far today and 1 caught stealing. So Ryan Mummert, the Tacoma coach, has been trying to move his runners, and that's on the mind of the pitcher, Logan Hatley. Now the conference is over. 2 balls, no strikes now to Colin Wolf. 2-0 pitch, inside, ball 3. Boy, you're in hot water if you walk this guy because you've got the big guys, the middle of the lineup coming up for Tacoma. You got some guys with a ton of power. Adams, Rawson coming up. 3-0. Expect Wolf to be taking all the way. He is, and he takes a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Get a good look there at Colin, fixing those gloves. Of course, Tacoma played on this field just 2 weeks ago in West Division final day of the season versus Lower Columbia, split a doubleheader. 3-1 pitch, taken at the knees on the inside corner, count goes full. That's a series that Lower Columbia needed to take 3 of 4 to win the West, and the Red Devils did that. Swept 2 in Tacoma and then won the first game here in Longview. Tacoma took the second game. 2 very competitive clubs here in the West. Tacoma trying to stay alive in this tournament. Wolf, grounder towards second, going over getting his Congdon. Cowden, his only play is the first. He records the out there. The runners advance on the play, but out is Wolf, 4-3. Cowden moving hard to his left. No way he could set and throw back to second and even try to start a double play. Would not have happened. So he took the sure out for the second out of the inning. That moves Zombik to third. Stoner now at second for Alex McGarry. McGarry walked his last time up. Big left-handed hitter. Got a lefty on lefty here. McGarry, a .352 hitter. 42 RBI on the season. Couple home runs, but boy, he's got 4 triples and 10 doubles, and now of a visit from the dugout. And we're going to have a pitching change. We've got 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. Tacoma 5, Lynn Benton nothing. We'll be back in a bit. Well, the book is closed on, or not closed, I should say. Logan Hatley has left the game, been replaced on the mound by Dante Glover, lefty out of Las Vegas. Hatley, 3 2/3 innings, allowed 5 hits, 4 walks, struck out 3. 5 earned runs so far, but there are a couple guys on here with 2 down. We're on the top of the 4th. Tacoma 5, Lynn Benton 0. Tacoma had scored 4 runs in the 3rd, 1 so far here. When I say so far, it's because there are people on base. Dominic Zombic is on at 3rd base. Jordan Stoner at 2nd. With 2 outs, Alex McGarry, the batter. So the lefty Hatley replaced by the lefty Glover here. And boy, it's do or die time for Lynn Benton. His head coach Ryan Gibson can't mess around. You lose the day, you pack up the gear, go home for the year. Glover's first pitch, just inside, ball 1. As I mentioned before the break, McGarry comes in, 352 average. 3rd highest average, but 2nd highest average of regulars on this Tacoma team. 0-1 pitch, high and away, 2-0. First base is open, although you'd think the lefty, facing the lefty, would like to challenge his batter with the right-handed hitting Taylor Adams on deck. Glover from the windup, pitch high, or inside I should say, 3 balls and no strikes. So Glover comes in and you have to find the strike zone. Slender young man, as I mentioned, from Las Vegas, Nevada. Lefty to the wind, the pitch, just 1 strike, 3-1. Always good to get that first one out of the way. Now 3-1. You know there's plate up there. Again, first base is open. A walk would not be the end of the world. But you got a big right-handed hitter on deck. Well, the last forecast I saw was for the temperature to be in the high 80s today. I imagine we're sneaking into the 70s about now here on a beautiful morning in Longview, Washington. 3-1 pitch, hit high in the air, into foul territory. The first baseman, Cosner, drifts, and it's just out of play. Saw some fans have to scramble around down there. And so living to see another pitch is Alex McGarry. Boy, the way Cosner coasted over there, I thought he had a play, and the ball just kept working and just a couple feet out of his reach. So a 3-2 count now to Alex McGarry. We'll pause at the plate now. We'll reset. Getting his lead at 2nd, Stoner, and Zombic over at 3rd. Wind in the pitch. Chop foul over the head of Zombic. Zombic doing what you want the base runner to do, running in foul territory, because if the ball hits him there, it's not runner interference. Almost got his head taken off. We'll redo the 3-2. Glover wasting no time, right back up on that hill. Pitch, hit high. Cosner again over for a look, and this one will be clearly out of play. Still 3-2. Glover battling on the mound. McGarry battling at the plate. Well, McGarry would love to find some space out there in the outfield and drive in a couple more runs for Tacoma here in the 4th. His team already leads at 5-0. Get a good look at Glover up there, hand in the glove. Wind in the pitch to McGarry. Hit towards the 2nd baseman. That's an easy play. Tate Cowden gloves it, and that will do it. So Glover comes in relief and does his job. Went down 3-0, battled back, and got Lynn Benton out of further damage. But in the inning, for Tacoma, 1 run, 2 base hits. There are 3 base hits. There was no errors and 2 left. We played 3.5. Tacoma 5. Lynn Benton 0.
Engineer can't tackle, build around, or blow up. Skilled and versatile, these soldiers pave the way, building fortifications, detecting and destroying mines, or restoring electricity after a natural disaster. Nothing stands in the way of a guard engineer.
Are you looking for a challenge? Push yourself further. It begins when you enlist as a soldier in the U.S. Army. You'll be trained in one of more than 150 career fields and could even earn money for college if you qualify. To find out more, visit your local Army recruiter or log on to goarmy.com. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Lynn Benton looking for base runners and runs, down 5-0 to Tacoma. 3, 4, 5 hitters, Damon Peters, Caleb Smith, and Tate Cowden come to the plate facing Ryan Connor. Connor's just allowed a couple hits so far. The righty is throwing well. Damon Peters flew out to right field his first time up. First pitch, right there, strike one. Once again, if you're just tuning in, that's artificial turf you see there. Except for maybe at the bottom of your screen, you catch a little bit of grass because the outfield is grass. But artificial turf, that brown stuff, may look like dirt. It's not. It is artificial grass. Good look there at the batter's box. Boy, there's no chalk, no dirt involved on this field. 1-1 pitch, just outside. 1 ball or 2 balls and a strike on the batter, Damon Peters. Even a turf mound here. And you see it, you get a good look at a wider shot here in a bit. Pitch on the corner, 2-2. You can see that if you get a look at from the front of the mound, you see the discoloration. You see that there, that piece in the middle. That's just a removable piece, and that's been replaced. You have to turf the whole field when that part wears out. Of course, that gets a ton of wear with a pitcher landing on it. Same with the batter's box areas, and those are easily replaced either at the end of the season or during the season without having to replace the whole field. 3-2 count now, upcoming to Damon Peters, and here's the pitch. Chopped towards the shortstop. Wolf on a couple hops, gloves, throws, and 1 down. There's been artificial turf on the infield here at Story Field for many years. Right fielder Caleb Smith steps in. Back in 1990, Longview hosted the first of several Babe Ruth World Series events. Youth baseball was the 12-year-old division at that time in 1990. First pitch, swing and a miss. And it was an all-grass field at that time, but to fit the 60-foot base paths and the closer pitching mound, they had to redo the infield. And it was done very nicely. But after the World Series, it didn't come back. It was redone with sod in the fall, and it just didn't take. And so at that time, head coach Steve Farrington, next pitch is fouled off, 0-2. Former Red Devil coach Steve Farrington and others struck a deal with the Seattle Mariners, got some old turf out of the Kingdome, and turfed the infield here. And so it was turf in 1991 until now. Next pitch, grounded, shortstop again. Busy this inning is Colin Wolf, and there's 2 down. So the turf went in 1991, or 1990 actually, the fall of 90. 2 down here now is coming to the plate as Tate Cowden. And it was replaced a couple of times along the way. Of course, it just wore out, and this last time just decided to go with this not only turf grass in the infield, but turf dirt. There was always real dirt before. Cowden swinging there, foul tip. Foul ball, strike 1. Had dirt with turf and a grass outfield prior to this fall, and now it's got the dirt look, but it's very much artificial turf out there. 0-1 pitch to Cowden, just outside, 1-1. The only what I'd call even close to dirt on this field is the warning track, which starts out just beyond third base and wraps all the way around, of course, the outfield and back in near first base. And that's not dirt. It'd be that kind of cinder type stuff. Next pitch, the 1-1 pitch outside, 2-1. Like most Western Washington and Oregon outfields this year, the outfield here was very soggy for much of the spring. It's too much rain. Good shape now. 2-1 pitch on the corner, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Tate Cowden. Cowden grounded out to short his first time up. Boy, Colin Wolf's been busy today. He's had 4 ground ball or assists on ground balls. Swing and a miss, drop third strike. Cowden gave up, catcher tagged him out, and that'll do it. A 1-2-3 inning in the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors for Lynn Benton. None left. We played 4, Tacoma 5, Lynn Benton 0.
LCC has definitely prepared me to transfer to Oregon State because it's helped me with my study skills. I'm a much harder worker than I was in high school.
I had a great support base by the staff, and I've made some great friends that I think I'll carry on with my life.
I've definitely loved my classes. I've learned a lot. It's been a healthy environment.
Don't be afraid to branch out. The people here are awesome. I'm going to be in it for a while, but down the road I'll be finishing up and be ready to join the workforce.
Seattle Pacific University is a premier Christian university where each year 4,000 students catch a vision for making a difference in the world. All across the globe, SPU graduates are making an impact in medicine, technology, athletics, business, education, music, theater, and more. SPU is dedicated to outstanding scholarship and thoughtful faith. It's a powerful combination that brings about change in the lives of graduates and in the people and communities they serve. Seattle Pacific University, engaging the culture, changing the world.
Olympic College is nationally recognized by the Aspen Institute as a 2015 Top 10 community college because our programs help students earn good-paying jobs. Get busy learning at olympic.edu. Tacoma coming to the plate here, top of the fifth. Of course, Tacoma, the visiting team in this game, looking to add on to a 5-0 lead over Lynn Benton. This, again, a loser-out contest. The winner would play at 2:05 tomorrow versus either Everett or Lower Columbia. That game later tonight. Dade Glover, with 1/3 inning of action, will step in here and pitch, facing the 4, 5, 6 hitters, Adams, Rawson, and Robillard. And the first pitch, a strike called on Taylor Adams. Adams 0 for 0 today, a couple of walks. Pitch to Adams, strike 2 taken. Boy, Glover painting that outside corner. Boy, Dade came in the top of the fourth in all sorts of hot water, and through his first 3 pitches were outside the strike zone, then got tough and got out of the inning. Next pitch over the plate, but a tad high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Glover is a starting pitcher by trade for Lynn Benton. Next pitch is a little high, ball 2. Started 9 games this year, 5-1 record, 2.54 ERA. But boy, again, with the tournament life short, if you don't win today, you go to whoever. And my guess is, in a perfect situation, Glover would have started game 3 for Lynn Benton. But Coach Ryan Gibson not messing around, bringing in one of his good top starters to try to hold things down here for Tacoma until the Lynn Benton offense gets going. 2-2 pitch outside, 3-2. In fact, Glover, a 2.54 ERA, his record 5-1. Struck out 61 in 46 innings. So the guy can run it up there, and there's one right there. Adams with a swing and a miss, strikeout, first out of the inning. Boy, when you build a pitching staff, you like to have those swing and miss guys, and that's what Glover definitely is. Next batter, Quinn Rawson. So if you've been watching since back in the 2nd inning, there was a drop fly ball out in right field by Caleb Smith of Lynn Benton, and on the play, one runner advanced, another runner was thrown out, 9-6, right field to shortstop, and we ruled that an error and a fielder's choice, but that was a mistake because an out was recorded. There's no error on the play, so the thinking here is now 1-2 count on the batter, Quinn Rawson. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Boy, Glover comes out smoking here in the 5th. And I'll be honest with you, I know a lot about the sport, but I'm by no means an expert, and I'm sure if there was an expert out there, they thought we were wrong, and if you did, you were right. That is not an error because the out was recorded at second base. So the error will be removed. The error is not on the board anymore, and right now we've got an errorless game, and I'll erase it off this paper score sheet here. First pitch to the batter, Kenton Robillard, is high, ball 1. So on that play, Quinn Rawson was retired 9-6. Taylor Adams went to 3rd, and Kenton Robillard reached first base. Base hit, Robillard. And with 2 down, Robillard on at first base as Peter Perkins comes to the plate.
32, right field. Peter Perkins.
And the rule says in the NCAA book, if a fielder drops a fly ball or fumbles a ground ball but recovers the ball in time to force a runner, he's not charged with an error. Now, from a common sense standpoint, that runner got to third base because there was an error. So you could conceivably say that there should have been an error. But hey, that's the beauty of baseball. Whether you're umping it or scoring it, there's so many little nuances. And I'm telling you, anytime I've ever umpired a game or gone to a game, I've seen something about every one of them, something different, or something that kind of challenged my thought process. Swing and a miss on Perkins that time. He's down 0-2. 2 outs here in the 5th. Glover would love to strike out the side here. Robillard with a 2-out single standing over at first base for Tacoma. Now we've got time at the plate as Perkins asks for time, and it is granted by Colin Price. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down here, 5th inning. Fastball outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Perkins at .361 on the season. No home runs. Big kid, but a guy that can hit. As they say, he can rake. He'll try to rake here on a 1-2 count. His teammate Robillard on at first base. Robillard running and swinging away and fouling it away was Perkins, and we'll do it again. No hesitancy on the part of the Titans to steal bases today. They've been thrown out once, and they've stolen 2. See if Robillard's going here again, 1-2 with 2 outs. Setting up outside is Bauer now. Glover's pitch misses the mark, but down low, and it's 2-2. I mentioned the loser of this contest is done. The winner would play at 2:05 tomorrow and would play either Everett or Lower Columbia, would play the loser of that game. Of course, if Tacoma should win this game and Lower Columbia should lose tonight, that set up an interesting West Division matchup tomorrow at 2:05. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We'll see how that plays out. 2-2 pitch now. Robillard going. Ball outside, and Bauer has to field the ball on a hop as the pitch was down in the quote-unquote dirt, and that's a stolen base for Robillard. 3rd stolen base of the day for Tacoma, and the key to that is that puts Robillard in scoring position now with 2 down. 3-2 count on Peter Perkins. Glover, long look in. 3-2 pitch upcoming, and here it comes. Perkins slash it in right field. That'll be an RBI single. Coming over is Smith. He juggles it. It doesn't matter. The run was going to score anyway. And now the throw gets past the shortstop. Perkins will advance, and there will be an error on that play as the Perkins advance on a throwing error. That's an RBI single. We'll get a look to see if that was a throwing error or ball just mishandled by the shortstop. As you see on the replay here, Caleb Smith fumbled it. It didn't matter. The run was going to score anyway. Then he throws it in, and the throw is it short hops the shortstop. That's a throwing error on the right fielder, and the runner advances. Boy, Smith had all sorts of trouble with that. And on the play, Perkins moves up to second base on the E9. So a single and an E9. Boy, a 2-out rally here for Tacoma. So Caleb Smith in 1 inning lost an error but gained an error because we just erased an E9 from the 2nd inning because of our scoring mistake, and that one we can't change. Now a wild pitch, and advancing to third is Perkins. And in a nutshell, and I think a Lynn Benton fan would agree with me, Boy, this is a really good baseball team that the wheels have just come off of here in Longview. Pitch to Glover, line into right field. That's going to drive in around another base hit for Tacoma. Boy, Tacoma is playing single, advance, RBI, and they've got 2 runs here to show for it in the 5th. That's an RBI single for Elijah Johnson. There are people in this press box that felt like Lynn Benton coming in was a favorite. And they're not done, but they're down 7-0 in a loser-out game. A lot of work to do here. And boy, Lynn Benton in the 10-3 loss to Walla Walla yesterday just made some mistakes you wouldn't expect of that club. And they're struggling right now, and see if they can't get it put together and get some offense rolling here, make it a ball game. But right now, Tacoma leads at 7-0. Boy, Adams and Rawson opened the inning by striking out. The batter now, Dominic Zombik, takes the ball high. Robillard singled, stole second. He scored on the Perkins single with 2 outs. Perkins advanced on the air 9 to second. Then he scored on the Johnson single. Stolen base, out. Attempted stolen base, sliding in and out. 2-4 is Johnson. So Zombik will come to bat to start the next inning. But in the 5th for Tacoma, 2 runs, 3 hits. There was an error, none left. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's now Tacoma 7, Lynn Benton 0.
Challenges facing the country never stop. So neither does the U.S. Army. We train, adapt, and get smarter. Every soldier, every unit, every day. Not to keep up with change, but to drive it. Nobody knows what problems tomorrow will bring, but we do know who will solve them.
Hello, welcome to How to PSU. In today's quick session, we're going to answer some common questions about transferring to PSU. The key things to remember are: apply early, use our online resources, and advisors are your friend.
All right, back here to David Story Field, Longview, Washington. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Tacoma leading 7-0. Lynn Benton just trying to get something going. Just 2 hits to this point off Ryan Connor, who's been outstanding for Tacoma. 6, 7, 8, Congdon, Desbiens, Carter, the hitters for Lynn Benton. Josh Congdon, the shortstop. Struck out looking, his only plate appearance today, and swing and a miss right there. Leading hitter on this club is Congdon, 346 hitter. 10 doubles. 0-1 pitch to Congdon, breaking ball, hit high in the air. Coasting over, center fielder, right fielder, the center fielder, always the big dog out there. Supposed to take charge, and Taylor Adams does just that, makes the catch on the lazy fly ball, 1 down here in the 5th. Spencer Desbiens. Desbiens in left field today, was the catcher yesterday for Lynn Benton. Desbiens a .230 hitter on the season, a lefty, a left-handed hitter up there. Takes a strike. Boy, through 2 innings, nothing but goose eggs up there, and then Tacoma got busy with that bloop triple. Scored 3 with the bases loaded. Desbiens, that one's not going to be caught. That's going to be a ringing double off the Fiber Federal sign out there in right center, and Desbians is going for 3. He makes the turn, and he's going to have a stand-up triple. And Lynn Benton has life here in the 5th. I'll tell you, Spencer Desbians caught yesterday. That's a pretty fast catcher right there. Boy, he turned that thing on, and he was running hard out of the box. You see the ball in the no man's land there in right center and all the way up that Fiber Federal sign. That's about 375 out there. Desbians touched that pillow at second and just kept on going for the triple. 1 out here in the 5th for Lynn Benton. Cole Carter grounded out to 3rd, his first time up. Pitch just outside. Boy, and if you're Lynn Benton, even if it's just 1 run this inning, just trying to get some life going. Team is looking for some momentum. Connor's pitch outside. Of course, Lynn Benton had a ton of momentum yesterday when they had the back-to-back triple and inside the park home run against Walla Walla, but it kind of ended right there. Up 3-1, and Walla Walla came back and won that game 10-3. Lynn Benton just looking to get it rolling. This is a good baseball team. 2-0 the count on Cole Carter. Pitch, lofted, out of play, and it'll be strike 1. If I saw right, I think that ball kicked off the production truck down there. I think I might have got our producer, Chris Garrett. Glad you had the door closed. Might have got you in the back of the head there. 2 balls, 1 strike on Cole Carter. Right-handed hitting center fielder for Lynn Benton. Pitch to Carter. Chopped up the middle. That's going to be an RBI. Fielded by the second baseman, Robillard. He snaps a throw over for the out, but Lynn Benton got that first run it's been looking for in the RBI ground out by Carter. Of course, Tacoma with a 7-0 lead. Couldn't care less about giving up 1 run in that situation. The infield was deep and just let the run happen. Desbian scores, though, and it's 7-1. That'll bring up Derek Dardzinski, the left-handed hitting designated hitter. Dardzinski lifts it into shallow right center. 3 guys running in. It's the center fielder, Taylor Adams, in the slide. Makes the catch. Boy, Adams goes well to his right. Adams goes well to his left. And we'll look at this again before we go to break. Boy, that's kind of a Bermuda Triangle shot. And here comes Adams. He lays the feet out and slides in and makes the catch. That's a pretty play to end the inning. 1 run. 1 base hit, no errors, and nobody left. We've played 5, 7-1 Tacoma.
Nestled within tall trees and beautiful buildings, Pierce College has established itself as a national leader in improving student success. With 2 main campuses in Puyallup and Fort Steilacoom, and satellite campuses on Joint Base Lewis-McChord, Pierce College strives to create quality educational opportunities to help students realize their possibilities. As we celebrate 50 years in the community, Pierce College is proud to offer more than 60 programs of study with a fit for you, your life, your schedule, and your dream. Find your path, start at Pierce College today, and realize your possibilities. Visit pierce.ctc.edu.
All right, we're back to the top of the 6th inning. Vern Foster taking over to bring you home. Vern, welcome back.
Thanks, Dave. As the Tacoma Titans with a 7-1 lead, we start the top half of the 6th inning for Tacoma. And Zombek will step on in For the Titans, 9, 1, and 2 hitters, as Tacoma has, as I mentioned, the 7-1 lead. Pitching now is Glover in relief of Hatley, and the count on the batter, Zombik, is 2 balls and no strikes. Zombik is 1 for 2 today, a single, an RBI single in the 4th. Here's the next pitch, and that catches the outside part of the plate for strike 2. So Zombik down in the count. 1 ball or ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Got to get caught up here again. Here comes the next pitch, and that's ruled a strike as well. So the count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Zombik. Zombik 213 on the year. Right-handed hitter, as you see him there in the screen, and he swings to the next pitch and fouls it away. He too from Puyallup. I want to count how many Puyallup kids on Tacoma's roster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 kids. And the next pitch is ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Zombik. So 6 roster spots are held by Puyallup kids for the Tacoma Titans. Here comes the 3-2 pitch, swing and a ground ball hit towards the shortstop. Gloved there by Congdon, throw to first in time, and Zombik is retired for the first out here in the top half of the 6th inning. We'll go back to the top of the order for the Titans. That'll bring to the plate Jordan Stoner. Stoner today 2 for 3. Infield base hit and a single, along with a run scored. He takes the first pitch for ball 1. Tacoma with 7 runs on 8 base hits, as the next pitch misses again for ball 2. And Lynn Benton with just 1 run on 3 hits here today. Glover is ready. Here comes the 2-0 pitch, and the southpaw throws it on the outside corner for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike on Stoner. Glover ready. Here is the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a pop-up. Shallow right field. Out goes the second base. It's off the tip of his glove. A wide turn at first by Stoner, and he will hold there. Just a little parachute shot by Stoner over the second baseman Cowden's head, and it'll fall for a base hit. Well, that is the 3rd hit of the ball game for Stoner. As Cowden got out there, he just couldn't quite get far enough out there to reel it on in. So that'll bring the number 2 hitter, Colin Wolf, to the plate. Wolf looking for his first base hit of the ball game. He is 0 for 3. Stoner takes his lead at first, and they'll throw over there, and he is back. Glover in relief of Logan Hatley, who went 3 2/3 innings. Gave up 5 runs on 5 hits. Glover, the left-hander, again will throw to first base. He comes all the way from Las Vegas. Comes from Sin City, all the way up to the Willamette Valley. Glover is ready again, and another throw to first base. This time a little more snap on the throw. So Stoner quickly moves back. And Wolf will step in again. Glover ready. Couple looks. There goes the runner. The pitch is high. Throw down to second base. On the second base side, that's tag and safe. The second base is Stoner. Head first slide by Stoner. The tag by Cowden on the lower part of his body. You see the head first slide and just barely beat the throw. So it was a close play. The safe at second base is Stoner. So a runner in scoring position for the Titans now as Wolf has a count of 1 ball and no strikes. Glover ready. Here is the pitch. And he outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Good fastball looked like by Glover. But again, missed outside. Lynn Benton, which came in as a South #1 team, has just not been able to get its offense going. Next pitch misses outside for ball 3. Scored 3 runs yesterday and just 1 so far today. So again, Wolf steps in. Here's the pitch, and it's down low, ball 4. The Wolf down to first on the 1-out walk. And that is the first walk given up by Glover. So now runners at first and second, and we've got a conversation on the mound between the catcher and the pitcher. And Glover and Bauer now finish that up, and we'll come on in back. Oh, the Titans will send to the plate Alex McGarry. McGarry is 0 for 2 today, but he walked and scored a run in the big inning for Tacoma when it plated 4 back in the third that broke the game open on the bloop triple by Rawson. McGarry will step on in with runners at first and second and 1 out. 7-1 Tacoma. Glover from the stretch. It's back to second. Here comes home with the pitch, and it's in the dirt, ball 1. Catcher Bauer saw the runner at first, Wolf, straying off base a little too far and thought about throwing, and Wolf quickly dives back head first into first base. Tacoma trying to stay alive here in the tournament. With a comfortable lead right now here in the top of the 6th. Here's the pitch, and that one is a little bit low, ball 2. Tacoma established in 1965, opened in the fall of 1965, and we've got satellite operations in Gig Harbor and also a bridge program with Evergreen State College down in Olympia. Here comes the next pitch, and that one inside for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes now on McGarry. The only famous alumni they could find from Tacoma is someone Northwest fans, Mariner fans are familiar with. He's a TV analyst for Roots Sports and the Mariners. At that time, taking the pitch all the way is McGarry for strike 1. Mike Blowers, he played back for Tacoma back in the early 80s. You know, he played Major League Baseball with the Mariners for a while as well. Now an analyst on Roots Sports. So he's a Tacoma alumnus. Count 3 balls and a strike, and the pitch misses high and wide for ball 4. So back-to-back walks, loads the bases now, as Stoner will go to third, Wolf down to second, and McGarry at first. And that'll bring to the plate Taylor Adams, but that's also going to get a visit, and that's probably going to be it for Glover. There is activity in the Lynn Benton bullpen. We'll see if Ryan Murmert goes to make a change or not. He's patting Glover around the middle of the waist, and he is going to pull him. So Glover will be replaced here as we have 1 out here in the 6th inning. So he goes 2 innings, 1 2/3 innings. And at the moment, he will give up 4 base hits, walks 2, strikes out nobody. At the moment has allowed 2 runs, responsible for 2 more runners here, as he will come in with the bases loaded, and Glover will leave. And the new pitcher for Lynn Benton is going to be Darren Brown. Darren Brown, the new pitcher for the for the Roadrunners. Brown, a freshman, right-hander from Klamath Falls. Third pitcher of the ball game for Lynn Benton. And yesterday, the Roadrunners went through 5 pitchers, so they've really gone through the staff here so far. And Darren Brown, the third pitcher here today for the Roadrunners, as Ryan Gibson makes the change. I believe I said Ryan Mummer, but I meant Ryan Gibson makes the change, and they'll bring Brown in for Lynn Benton. On the year, Brown has a 3.60 ERA, no record. He has appeared in 2 games, 5 innings pitched, and has struck out 1 so far, and walked 1 as well. So comes in with the bases loaded, and we'll see what he can do with 1 out. Here's some music in the background, keeping the crowd entertained here. crowd starting to fill as we're getting ready for our next game, which will become around 12:35, but I think it'll probably be a little bit late. Brown making his first appearance of the tournament, did not pitch yesterday, and he will face Taylor Adams. Bases loaded, and the first pitch from Darren Brown misses outside, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Tacoma on top by half a dozen at 6-1. Brown will work from the stretch even with the bases loaded. Looking for the double play ball. Here is the pitch. That one misses outside again for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Adams. Adams on the ball game is 0 for 1. Walked in the second, walked and scored a run in the third, and struck out in the fifth. Obviously, like at least a fly ball deep enough to score the runner Stoner from third. Here's a pitch taking all the way, and it misses again for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes, and right now the Titans looking to pick up an easy run here on a bases loaded walk. Right now, Adams ahead in the count, 3-0. Brown is yet to throw a strike here in relief. Here's a pitch, and it misses, ball 4. Well, Adams picks up the RBI as he walks with the bases loaded. And that'll force in Stoner from third base. That makes the score 8-1 now as Tacoma expands the lead. Wolf goes down to third, McGarry down to second, and at first base is Taylor Adams. That'll bring to the plate Quinn Rawson. Rawson with the big blow in the third inning, the 3-run triple, then scored on a pass ball as the Titans picked up 4 in the third. And since then, they have not been threatened. Up 8-1 now as Brown will work on Rawson. First pitch to him, swinging a line drive into the gap right center field. On comes the center fielder, cannot make the catch. That'll pick up 1 run and down to third base as everybody advances 90 feet. Caleb Smith was trying to get on in to make the play, but it bounces in front of him, and that'll allow Colin Wolf to score from third, and the lead now goes 9-1 for Tacoma. McGrary down to third. Adams to second. And at first base on the opposite field base hit is Quinn Rawson. Rawson now with 4 RBIs here in the ball game as Tacoma ups the lead to 9-1. Still just 1 out here in the inning. Brown's first pitch to Robillard. There's a fastball called strike 1. No balls and a strike on Robillard. Robillard a single, stolen base and a run scored. He's 1 for 3 today. Brown from the stretch. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball. That's a little high. Ball 1. 1 ball in the strike. Struck out in the second. Grounded out in the third. And as I mentioned, single. Scored a run. Stole a base in the fifth. 2 runs in so far for Tacoma here in the 6th inning. Here's the next pitch. Taking all the way. And the catcher, Bauer, looked back the runner at third. He gets back in. Count 2-1 now, as Tacoma has scored now in 4 consecutive innings and leads by a score of 9-1. Brown is ready. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swinging a line drive over the second baseman's head into right field. That'll pick up a couple more runs as the ball is thrown on in, and it's now 11-1 Tacoma. Robillard, solid line drive into right field, and it picks up a couple runs batted in, and now it is 11-1 Tacoma with just 1 out in the 6th inning. McGarry scores from third. Adams scores from second. And 4 runs are in this inning as well. Down to second goes Rawson as he just elected to go 90 feet. And at first base is Robillard. 8th batter of the inning now, Peter Perkins to the plate for Tacoma. Brown from the stretch. Here is the pitch. Misses high, ball 1. Couple more players running on down to the Lynn Benton bullpen as they start to get some action once again. As right now, 4 more runs in for the Titans here in the 6th, and they still got runners on base. Count 1 ball, no strikes on Perkins. Here's a pitch, swing and a chopper towards the left field back, or gloved nicely by the shortstop Congdon, and he's able to save a run. Congdon deep into the hole as the ball bounced high. He's able to get his glove on it, but not able to get it out of the glove. But he probably saved a run there as he's able to backhand it, and no throw on the play. Well, Perkins will pick up the infield base hit, and that'll load the bases. Rawson to third, Robillard to second, and now at first is Perkins. Bases loaded, 1 out, 9th batter of the inning, Elijah Robinson to the plate. Or Johnson, Elijah Johnson takes the first pitch for a strike. Johnson is 1 for 2 today. He has a single, walked, stole a base, scored a run, and a ground out. So he's 1 for 2 with an RBI. 9th batter up this inning for the Titans. Titans looking to close out Lynn Benton, which came in with the #1 RPI. Right now, looking at a out and 2 scenario. Pitch misses high, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Johnson. 4 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 4 now here in the 6th for the Titans. Brown trying to get out of trouble, and here's the pitch. And it's low again. Darren Brown now behind in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Got to be frustrating if you're Lynn Benton, come in as the #1 team out of the South. Felt like you had a realistic chance of coming home with a trophy, perhaps play for the whole thing. Here's a line drive into center field. That's a base hit. Now they're going to be down by 12 runs here in the 6th inning of play as that base hit picks up 2 more. Elijah Johnson, a solid single up the middle, picks up 2 more runs as Rawson scores from third, Robillard from second, and it's now 13-1 Tacoma with 1 out here in the 6th inning of play. And we'll bat around here as coming up is Zombik. Zombik started the inning grounding out to Congdon, and since then Tacoma has sent 9 batters to the plate, and they've all gotten on base. Runners at first and second right now as Perkins is down at second, and the pitch is called a strike. 6 runs so far here in the inning on 5 base hits, and 3 walks have hurt as well. And that's just been Lynn Benton's problem. They had just been putting kids on base with hit batters and walks. Roadrunners has just not had good pitching. Here's a pitch, swung on, hit to left field. Over there is Desbians. He makes the catch for the 2nd out. So far, the only person who's made it out in this inning is Zombik, as he's been out twice in the inning. Grounded out to start the inning. Now, as he comes up for the 2nd time in the inning, he flies out to Desbians, and we're back to the top of the order again. And Stoner. Stoner in the inning, a base hit, a stolen base, and a run scored. 13-1 Tacoma. Here's the first pitch. That is high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strike on Stoner. Stoner 3 for 4 now today. 3 base hits, all singles, 1 an infield single back in the 3rd, along with a stolen base and a couple runs scored. Brown is ready. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing, popped up, foul territory, first base side. Backpedaling is a first baseman Cosner. He reaches up and makes the catch for the last out of the inning. But a big inning for Tacoma as it picks up 6 runs in the inning on 5 base hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left on base. After 5.5 innings of play here at Story Field here in Longview, the score, Tacoma 13, Lynn Benton 1.
LCC has definitely prepared me to transfer to Oregon State because it's helped me with my study skills. I'm a much harder worker than I was in high school.
I had a great support base by the staff, and I've made some great friends that I think I'll carry on with my life.
I've definitely loved my classes. I've learned a lot. It's been a healthy environment.
Don't be afraid to branch out. The people here are awesome. I'm going to be in it for a while, but down the road I'll be finishing up and be ready to join the workforce.
The first day of school is kind of scary. You don't know your teachers yet or who your friends will be. But school is really important. It's how you learn things and grow.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're gonna do great, Mommy.
For you, for them, Clark College. Get started today at clark.edu.
When it's your job to protect the world's greatest nation, it's your responsibility to solve the world's greatest challenges. This is why we search for the best and brightest, why we train for every eventuality, on land and water, in the air, space, and even cyberspace. We operate in a complex world with one simple mission: win.
All right, we move to the bottom of the 6th inning, and Lynn Benton down by a score of 13-1 as Colton Cosner comes to the plate, and the first pitch is strike one. Here comes the next pitch from Connor, swing and a miss, strike two. No balls and 2 strikes on Cosner. Cosner today 1 for 2. He has one of just 3 hits collected by Lynn Benton here this afternoon. It is now, no, still morning. Still morning. 0-2 the count. Here's a pitch, swing and a line drive into left field, over the shortstop head, into left field for the base hit. Well, Cosner picks up the single. Leadoff signal here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That'll bring to the plate Jack Bauer. Bauer today 1 for 2 in the contest, a double in the first, and grounded out his last at bat. Again, Bauer involved in what most baseball people consider the most exciting play in baseball, an inside the park home run. And he had a 2-run home run yesterday on a drive to left field. The left fielder, or Walla Walla, reached up, couldn't quite get it, and as he reached up, he ran into the bullpen fence in left field and somersaulted over it. It's just about 4 feet high. It's not very high out there. He somersaulted over it, but the ball was in play. The center fielder had to come over and try and pick it up. And by the time it was done, Bauer had rounded the bases and had a 2-run inside the park home run. But that's been the highlight, really, for the Roadrunners here at the tournament. Now we're ready. First pitch to Bauer, off speed, and it misses for ball 1. No balls and a strike on Bauer. Roadrunners really have can't get any traction. It's like they're running on ice. Just keep spinning out and not been able to get going. Wile E. Coyote probably been pretty happy chasing these guys this year, or at least this tournament, because they just not been able to get things going. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's in the dirt, blocked nicely by Zombik. No chance for the runner to advance. Look out, 1 or 2 balls and no strikes now on Lynn Benton's Jack Bauer. Lynn Benton, as we mentioned, 2-year junior college located in Albany, and they've got 3 different campuses, actually 4 campuses, as the ball is swung on and fouled away. One in Albany, also another in Corvallis, Lebanon, and Sweet Home. And it was established back in 1966. So it's been around for a little while, celebrating 51 years. And as we mentioned, they are the Roadrunners. Again, they're just having a hard time getting their offense going. Here is the pitch, curveball, strike 2. Bauer now down in the count, or even in the count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bauer, the left-handed hitter from Vancouver, sophomore. Connor is ready. Here's the pitch, swung on, gloved by the first baseman. Throw it to second on a hop, gets past the shortstop into left field. So low throw by McGarry. Wolf couldn't come up with it. It'll be an error on the throw. So Bauer reaches base on the E3. Down to second base goes Cosner. Now Lynn Benton has runners at first and second with nobody out here in a 13-1 game. I've been told that the mercy rule is in effect here. If Lynn Benton is down by 10 or more after 7 innings, this ball game's over. It's only in effect today. Tomorrow, it will go 9 innings no matter what, no matter how bad the scores are. Here's a pitch, swing and a foul back to the screen for strike 1. Just in the 4-game days, and they have 4 games in a day, is the mercy rule being implemented in the sake of time. And right now we've been playing a little over 2 hours, and we haven't completed 6 innings of play yet. Well, with a 13-1 score, that's really not a surprise. Connor will work from the stretch. Here comes the pitch. And a curveball misses wide for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Peters. Peters today is 0 for 2, flied out to Perkins and grounded out to the shortstop Wolf. Just 4 hits on the day for Lynn Benton. Again, Connor from the stretch. Comes home with a pitch. Curveball, and that's at the knees. Strike 2. Or strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Connors have a pretty effective off-speed stuff. He's right around the plate or right around the knees. So he's catching the outside corners or he's right around the knees. It makes it very hard for a hitter to drive that baseball. I'll count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Fastball grounded up the middle. Shortstop diving try. Flips it to second for 1, on to first. Not in time. What a play by Wolf. He dives behind the bag, flips it to the second baseman, throws to first, not in time, just from his glove. Look at that, over his shoulder, on to second. The throw to first, not in time, but a beautiful play by Colin Wolf to register the out there. So Bauer is out 6-4 for the first out of the inning, and Peters is safe at first base on the fielder's choice, and down to third goes Cosner. So runners at first and third for Lynn Benton, but a sparkling play by Wolf there to perhaps save a run. Here's the pitch, swing, fly ball, right center field. Center fielder moving on over, he'll cut in front of the right fielder, throw to the plate, here comes the runner, he'll score, and he is safe there. Adams cuts in front of Perkins, makes the catch. Cosner scores standing up, and the Roadrunners pick up a run here in the 6th inning of play. Sacrifice fly and the RBI for Caleb Smith. That's the 2nd out of the inning. And staying at first base on the play is Peters. That'll bring to plate Tate Cowden. Oh, Lynn Benton picks up a run here, and they're now down 13-2. But again, baseball, a funny game. If you can avoid the mercy rule, you're never out of it. But to the plate comes Cowden. Again, he is looking for his first hit today, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. Doesn't like the calls. He takes a look down at head coach Ryan Gibson, shakes his head, sets back in. Cowden a ground out in the 2nd, strikeout victim back in the 4th. Connor with just a couple strikeouts here today. And he'll work from the stretch. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that's outside for ball 1. I'll make sure I got my stats right. 1 strikeout in the 2nd, and 1 in the 4th. So yeah, 2 strikeouts for Connor here in the ball game. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Peters takes his lead at first, held on there by McGarry. Connor is ready. Here's a pitch way outside, gets off the glove of Zombik. And down to second base goes Peters. That'll be a wild pitch as it got bad location there, and Zombik really didn't have a chance to make the catch. And the ball rolls away from him. Down to second base goes Peters. Count now 2 balls and a strike on Cowden. He's able to keep the inning alive. Congdon is on deck. Connor's just given up 4 hits in the ball game. 2 runs. From the stretch, here's the pitch, curveball, waved at and missed, strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Cowden. Took a lot off of it, and Cowden waved at in front of the pitch, and now the count levels out at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at second here at the bottom of the 6th inning. Cowden ready, so is Connor. Here's a pitch, another curveball, swing and a line drive into left field for a base hit. Quickly the ball pounced on by Stover, and no chance for the runner from second, Peters, to advance home. Stover playing up shallow in left field. He took that on one hop, and before he even got to third base, the ball was already in, so no chance for Peters to advance. So Cowden picks up the base hit. Second hit of the inning for Lynn Benton. Now bring to the plate the shortstop, Congdon. Congdon 0 for 2 today. As Connor is ready. Here comes the pitch. Curveball, swing, foul back to the screen. Count no balls and 1 strike. Our next game's set to start at 12:35. I think we get 45 minutes between ball games. Yeah. And scheduled to start about 12:35. We'll see what happens. Depends on, obviously, the outcome of this game. If it turns out to be a 10-run rule, then we might be on time. Here's a pitch. Misses. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Infield playing back, looking to knock it down and get a play at second base. Outfield straight away for Congdon. Connor ready. Here's a pitch, swinging a line drive into right center field. On comes the right fielder. He dives. He picks it up on a hop, and that'll score a run. Looked like a good call to me as Perkins dives, and it looked like he short hopped it. We'll get a look here on the screen, and no doubt about that. A dive, and Congdon will pick up the base hit on the RBI. And so now it's 13-3, and the Roadrunner's not going down easily yet as Peters scores from third. And for Lynn Benton, that is its 3rd base hit of the ball game. And now we'll have a conference on the mound between the catcher Zonbic and the pitcher Connor. So a couple of runs on 3 base hits so far for Lynn Benton here in the 6th inning. They still trail by a score of 13-3, but they need to keep it under 10 runs. They need to pick up at least 1 more to not invoke the mercy rule. But again, that goes through 7 innings, and Tacoma doesn't care if it's a mercy rule win or not, just as long as it gets the win, and we'll get to play again tomorrow. Now to bring to the plate now, Desvians. Desvians today has 1 hit and 2 at bats, and that might be it for our starting pitcher, Ryan Connor. Ryan Mummert on the way out. That's going to be it for Connor. Connor's going to leave with 2 outs here in the 6th inning, so he'll go 5 2/3 innings. He has allowed 3 runs at the moment and 6 base hits. He walked nobody, so that's very big. And he strikes out 2 as Tacoma is going to go to the bench and see what we bring in off for the bullpen.
Stand up right here.
13-3 right now. Lynn Benton trailing Tacoma, and our new pitcher coming on in. Problem is, Tacoma's numbers are only on the bat, so you can't see them all the way. It looks like 33 it is. So coming on in for Tacoma to pitch will be James Geiger. Geiger is going to come in relief of Ryan Connor, as he's the 2nd pitcher of the ball game for the Titans. Geiger, a freshman, left-handed thrower from Redmond, and we'll check his stats here. Geiger on the year has a 4.15 ERA. He's appeared in 3 games. He's thrown just a total of 4.1 innings, 4 1/3 innings. He has given up 4 hits on the year, struck out 4 and walked 1. So Geiger will come on in and try and get out of the jam as his team leading by a score of 13-3, but still, if you're Tacoma, you'd like to just get out of this and relax and get to the next inning and hope you get 3 more outs and get the mercy rule win. So 5 2/3 innings for Connor. He gives up 3 runs, responsible for 2 more. As Calvin is down at second, and at first base, Congdon. Left-hander continues to warm up on just a perfect day for baseball right now. Temperature probably 70. Not much more than that, I can guarantee you that. So check this out real fast. 72 degrees right now here in Longview and sunny. Projected high is 82. So doesn't get much better weather than this. No chance of rain. Geiger continues to throw. Dave's got 71, I got 72. We're pretty close. 81, okay. So yeah, low 80s, perfect weather. And up to the plate now is Desvians. Desvians will face the left-hander, James Geiger, in relief for Ryan Connor. Runners at first and second, 13-3, Tacoma on top. Geiger ready, here comes his first pitch. Fastball swinging a line drive into right center field. That's a base hit. That'll pick up a run as rounding third and heading for home is Cowden. And down to second base, sliding safely into the double is Desbians. So he picks up the RBI double, and Tacoma continues, or Lynn Benton continues here in the inning to fight his way back into it as Cowden scores from second. Congdon goes to third, and now runners at second and third bring the plate Carter. Carter, the 8th batter of the inning for Lynn Benton, and it's now 13-4. Carter, no hits here in the contest. He's 0 for 2. Geiger worked from the stretching with runners at second and third, and here's a pitch. Fastball inside, strike 1. No balls and a strike on Carter. Carter at just 186 on the season batting average. Lynn Benton has picked up 3 runs here in the inning. Still trails 13-4. Geiger is ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. They count no balls and 2 strikes. Well, Carter now down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes with runners in scoring position. Geiger trying to get the final out. And lead runners at second and third. Geiger from the stretch. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Check swing. And it went off the bat. I thought it went off the bat of the batter, but apparently not. They appealed down to the first base umpire, and maybe the catcher just dropped the ball because the runner from third, Congdon, scored. They appealed down to third. He said he did not go. Yeah, it just went off the glove of the catcher. Oh, that's going to be a wild pitch and allowed to run to score from third. So Congdon scores from third. The batter did not offer it the pitch. So now down at third base is Desbians, and it's 13-5. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes on Carter. So Geiger is ready. Here comes the pitch. That fastball is outside for ball 2. You can close the book now on Connor. He gives up 5 runs. And that last run scoring on a wild pitch, so 4 of the runs will be earned. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's Geiger trying to end this frame. Here comes the pitch. That bounces past the catcher, off the backboard, throw home, the slide, and safe at home is Desbians. Another wild pitch. That one bounced well in front of the catcher. He had no chance whatsoever as Zombik ran back, threw it home, and sliding in safely is Desbians. And all of a sudden, the Roadrunners have picked up 5 runs here in the inning and trail 13-6. Carter now with a count of 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fastball in the dirt, ball 4. Well, the 9th batter to the plate coming up now for Lynn Benton. Geiger's first walk of the day. It's actually the first walk of the afternoon by Tacoma pitching. And we'll have a pinch hitter. Kellen Duffy is going to pinch hit here in the bottom half of the 6th inning for the Roadrunners, and now we're going to have a conference out on the mound. Again, we came into this inning talking about perhaps Tacoma getting a mercy rule win, but now Lynn Benton has scored 5 runs, and James Geiger is going to come out of the contest. He does not retire anybody. He gives up just 1 hit. He only faced 2 batters. He gave up 1 hit. He walked 1. And he threw a couple wild pitches. That's what really got him in trouble, was allowed those runs to score. And so he will leave after just facing 2 batters and allowed 1 run on 1 hit. And the Titans will go to the bullpen. Coming on in will be Garrett Smith. Garrett Smith, a sophomore from Gig Harbor. He becomes the 3rd pitcher of the inning for Tacoma, as Smith will relieve Geiger, who came in relief of Connor. And then Kellen Duffy will hit for Gardzinski. So a lot of changes here as we continue to move along this game. Nearing 12 noon in Longview, 2.5 hours long. We have not completed 6 innings as of yet. So far we've had 11 runs in the inning alone. 6 by Tacoma and 5 by Lynn Benton. This inning started a long time ago. I'm trying to think how long ago this inning started. It was 7-1 when the inning started. Now it's 13-6. Game that was comfortably controlled by Tacoma. Still, the Titans have the upper hand, obviously leading by 7 runs, but still, Lynn Benton's finally gotten some traction in this ball game and scored 5 here in the inning, and they've sent 9 batters to the plate. The 3rd pitcher of the inning now coming in is Garrett Smith. So Garrett Smith trying to get that final elusive 3rd out for Tacoma here in the bottom of the 6th inning, as he will now step on in. Smith, the right-handed thrower, first pitch. That fastball is upstairs, ball 1. So Smith, a 1-2 record on the year, an ERA of 5.02, appeared in 12 games, just a reliever. 1 ball, no strikes. There goes the runner. Here's a pitch. It's high. Throw down to second base. Head first slide. Not in time. And safe at second base is Carter. Well, Carter, interestingly, steals second base with 2 outs. And now we have a timeout called. He's easily in. Oh, he went off the bag, but the shortstop didn't keep the tag on him, or he would have had an out, because Carter slid right past the bag. Well, they count 2 balls and no strikes. Kellen Duffy in the pinch hitting role for Gardzinski here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Smith from the stretch. Takes a long time. Looks back 2-3 times, now he'll step off the rubber. Kellen Duffy for Lynn Benton on the year, an .077 batting average. In 13 at-bats, he has just 1 hit. Well, here comes the 2-0 pitch, and that one is low again. Now, Tacoma can't find home plate as it's jumping all over the place, and the Roadrunners trying to keep this inning alive. Scored 5. but they're still down by 7. Comes a 3-0 pitch, and he's taking all the way. It's down the middle, strike 1. 3 balls and a strike now on Duffy. If he keeps it alive, we'll go back to the top of the order, and Cosner. Cosner led it off with a base hit and scored the first of the 5 runs here in this frame. Now he'll step off the rubber once again. Smith will. Long time look in, and he'll step off the rubber again. So Smith try and shut him down once again as it work from the stretch. Duffy's ready. Here's the pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 2. Big swing by Duffy. It looked like he's going for the downs on that one, but he fanned on it, and the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Smith trying to get that last out here in the inning for Tacoma. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Fastball, outside corner, strike 3 called. Duffy retired, and so is Lynn Benton here in the 6th inning of play. For the Roadrunners, they pick up 5 runs on the inning on 4 base hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. We're through 6 innings of play here at the 2017 NWAC Championships. It's now Tacoma 13, Lynn Benton 6.
Ready for a new adventure? Study at Douglas College in Vancouver, Canada. Take a post-degree program and launch your career, or prepare to study at top Canadian universities. Become eligible for a 3-year work visa with a 2-year program. Choose success. Choose Douglas College.
Look, baseball's a numbers game. A 570-foot home run at age 15, 31 homers in 66 games, first front cover at 16, #1 overall draft pick, majors at 19. Over 100 home runs is 34. On-base percentage at 340, then 368, then 460. 4-time All-Star, beating 9.2 million ballots, 30 out of 30 MVP votes, chasing 762, 4256, 2297, 3562. You're 220 at age 23. But kid, just remember, no number sounds as good as this.
Reno. All right, top of the 7th inning after 11 runs were scored in that inning. 6 by Tacoma and 5 by Lynn Benton. So we now move finally to the top of the 7th inning and do up Wolf, McGarry, and Adams to face Darren Brown. Colin Wolf is looking for his first base hit of the ball game. He has scored a run though, and he shows the bunt and takes the pitch for strike 1. Be interesting to see how Darren Brown reacts after that long sit in the dugout. The weather is nice, so it wouldn't take him long, I think, to get ready. Here's the 0-1 pitch, swing, popped up, foul territory, and near the screen and out of play. Cosner gave it an effort, jumped up there, couldn't come up with it, and the count still balls and 2 strikes. Wolf struck out in the first, flied out in the third, grounded out in the fourth, walked, and scored a run in the 6th. In the 6th, the Titans sent 11 batters to the plate and scored 6 runs on 5 hits. Well, Wolf will step back in down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Fastball inside corner, strike 3 called. Wolf backed away, but it caught the inside corner. He becomes the first out of the inning here for Tacoma in the 7th. For Brown, his first strikeout of the ball game. As a team, the Roadrunners have fanned 4. That'll bring to the plate Alex McGarry. McGarry today takes the first pitch for a strike. He is 0 for 1. Walked twice, scored 2 runs. Steps back in. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Curveball, bends back, and it's high. Ball 1. 1 ball and a strike on McGarry. McGarry, the first baseman. Now we have another conversation amongst the players, and then we're ready to go. McGarry 352 on the season. Here comes a 1-1 pitch, and again he bends back and the curveball misses inside. Ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike on McGarry. Brown, the number 3 pitcher today for Lynn Benton. He lets go the next pitch, and it's called strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on McGarry. Outfield plays him straight away and deep, and the infield playing back for the left-hander. Brown's ready. The left-hander's delivery bounces up to the plate, nicely snagged by Bauer, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And we were supposed to have a game at 12:35. Obviously, it's going to be delayed because it's already 12:10, and we usually get about 45 minutes between games, so next game will be late. Here's the next pitch, and that fastball a little bit outside, ball 4. So McGarry will trot on down to first base. 1 out walk, and Brown's first walk of the ball game. That'll bring to plate Taylor Adams. Adams today is 0 for 1, but he's been on base 3 times as well, scored a couple of runs as he's been walked 3 times today. Throw to first base and diving back is McGarry. Walked in the 2nd, walked and scored a run in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th, and walked with the bases loaded and scored a run in the 6th. We got an RBI with no base hits. Here's the first pitch. Fastball a little bit high, ball 1. 13-6 Tacoma, top of the 7th. You thought when Tacoma scored 6 runs in the top of the 6th that this ball game was probably over, but to Lynn Benton's credit, he came back with 5 in the bottom of the 6th. Another throw to first base. McGarry back safely. Well, the Roadrunners at least not going down without a fight. Take a look at the scoreboard. 11 runs combined in that 6th inning alone. Again, another throw to first base. That's a left-hander Brown trying to keep the runner McGarry close to the pillow. Brown ready. Again, another throw to first base, and skipping back in is the runner. Ball trickled away from Cosner, but McGarry's not going anywhere. Dave Andrew doing nice things, already put my lineup together for the next game. Another throw to first. This was close, but the ball gets away from Cosner again, or I won't have to write everything. Of course, Dave, as you know, did a couple innings here a little while ago, and he had to read my writing, and I'm sure it was not easy to decipher, because mine's pretty much chicken scratch. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a ground ball into left field for a base hit. Down to second base goes McGarry, and Taylor Adams with the base hit. Solid single into left field for Taylor Adams, his first base hit of the ball game. Adams has been on base 4 times though, but that's his first base knock of the afternoon. That'll bring to plate Quinn Rawson will step on in, left-handed batter with a runner in scoring position. Here's the first pitch to him. That misses high, ball 1. Rawson today has 4 runs batted in on a single and a bases-loaded triple. He's also hit by a pitch. He scored a couple of runs. Well, he's had a big day for the Titans. Brown is ready. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. And that fastball called strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rawson again, one of those kids from Puyallup. Again, 5 on the roster from Puyallup. Small suburb east of Tacoma. They're on Highway 512 under the shadow of Mount Rainier. Here's a 1-1 pitch, and that pitch misses low and outside for ball 2. Puyallup and Ording and places like that, they'll be the first ones to go if Mount Rainier erupts. You just kind of look and go, oh, this was fun, and then you're toast. or your ash, whatever. Because we live here in the shadow of Mount St. Helens down here in Longview. We know what it's like. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one misses high and away for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike now on Rawson. But again, Mount Rainier just absolutely spectacular on a day like this. I can sit there all day and just look at it, enjoy it. Beautiful part of the country that we are in, the Pacific Northwest. Here's a 3-1 pitch, that fastball called strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes now on Rawson. Interesting choice now for Ryan Mummert. Do you put your runners in motion on a 3-2 count with Rawson up? He is a left-handed batter, so the catcher Bauer would have an unobstructed throw to third. We'll see what happens here with the count full. Runners with their leads. There they go. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul. Hard ground ball hit up the first base line. And Mummert did put the runners in motion. As he knows in baseball, no lead is big enough. Never safe. I've probably told this story here at NWAC or at other games that I have broadcast, and we'll get to it in just a moment after the 3-2 pitch. Rawson steps back in. Brown is ready. There go the runners again. Here's the pitch. It misses high, ball 4. And Rawson will trot on down to first base as now the bases are loaded once again. Down to third goes McGarry, second Adams, and at first base with the walk is Rawson. Second walk of the inning by Brown, and the bases are full with 1 out, and that'll bring up Kenton Robillard. Anyway, the story I was going to tell, I was broadcasting a Chehalis game, I'd say 10, 12 years ago, and they were down just like Lynn Benton. 11 or 12 runs after 5, near the mercy rule in high school baseball, 7 innings after 5. And well, Chehalis somehow got it down to 9 after 5. Here comes a pitch, swinging a line drive into left field. That'll fall for a base hit. That will pick up at least 2 runs as on from third goes McGarry. From second is Adams, and down to third base goes Rawson on the 2 RBI double by Robillard. Just right down the left field line, picks up a couple RBIs as scoring from third is McGarry. From second base is Adams, and now the lead goes to 15-6. So 2 runs in here on the inning as Rawson goes down to third, Robillard down at second, and Robillard now has 4 RBIs on the day. Rawson and Robillard have combined for 8 runs batted into this ball game. It's now 15-6, and it looks like that'll be it for Darren Brown. Yeah, Brown will come out of the ball game as he will leave with 1 out here in the 7th inning of play. And who will come on in for the Roadrunners? It's going to be number 17. That is Trevor Wells. So Trevor Wells becomes the 4th pitcher this afternoon for Lynn Benton as they are trying to stop the bleeding here this afternoon. Got back in the ball game by scoring 5 in the bottom of the 6th inning, but now here in the top of the 7th, Tacoma adds on 2 runs and now has a 9-run lead again at 15-6. Well, Trevor Wells, the 4th pitcher of the ball game for Lynn Benton, and on the year he has appeared in 14 games, an ERA of perfect. He has not allowed an earned run all season. He has appeared in 14 games. He has 11 saves, pitched 18 1/3 innings, just giving up 9 hits on the year, walked 5, and struck out 23. An excellent walk to strikeout ratio. A lot of coaches say if you can get a 3-to-1 strikeout ratio, they're happy. Well, here's an over 4 strikeout to walk ratio, and so that is an outstanding effort here by Trevor Wells. And he comes in now with runners at second and third, trying to keep Tacoma from adding to its lead. Again, if Tacoma can get another run or 2, then it's back to the mercy rule option as Lynn Benton will be down by 10 or more. And see, he comes to the plate. We got a new batter for the Titans. Is up to the plate is Jake Weichel. Well, Weichel comes in replacing Perkins, and he takes the first pitch for a ball. Wells ready. Here's the next pitch. The fastball misses inside for ball 2. Well, Trevor Wells, the 4th pitcher of the day, this time facing Weichel for Tacoma. Weichel on the year hitting just 192. Infield will play in. They've got to cut the run off. They know the situation as well. 10 runs and you're done. Swing and a miss at the fastball. They count 2 balls and a strike on Weichel. Good fastball that time from Wells. Got a lot of scouts here. They probably got the guns looking at some of these kids. Comes 2-1 pitch, swing and a ground ball. Hit to the shortstop. Congdon looks to third, throws the first in time, and Weichel's retired for the second out of the inning. So moving the infield in proved to be the smart move for Ryan Gibson as the ball is hit to Congdon. Congdon able to look the runner back at third and throw to first and records the out. That'll bring to the plate Elijah Johnson. 15-6 still, Tacoma on top. Runners at second and third. Johnson to the plate. Take the first pitch down low, ball 1. Johnson on the day has a couple of base hits and 3 RBIs with a run scored. Oh, he is 2 for 3 today. Wells is ready. Here comes a 1-0 pitch, swing, fouled away. And the count evens out at 1 ball and 1 strike. 15-6 Tacoma, top half of the 7th inning here at the 2017 NWAC Baseball Championships. Losers out contest, and we'll have another one 45 minutes after this game's over. Next pitch is a fastball down low. Ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike. That game will feature Lane and Mount Hood. Again, set for a 12:35 start, obviously not even going to be close. Here's the next pitch, and that fastball sails high, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike now on Elijah Johnson. Zombik awaits on deck for Tacoma. Had a lot of runs here the last couple innings, and that pitch misses down low, ball 4. So Johnson down to first base on the walk. Wells his first walk of the day. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 walks issued by Roadrunner pitchers here today, and 1 hit batter. That'll bring the plate Zombik. That was after, I believe, 11 walks yesterday by Lynn Benton. So the pitchers just have not been able to find the plate. Here's the first pitch by Wells to Zombik, and it misses, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Zombik on the day is 1 for 4. Single and an RBI back in the 4th. 8th batter to the plate this inning. Wells from the stretch. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Fastball called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bauer faked to throw down to first base. Back there is Johnson. Infield plays back, outfield straight away. As Wells trying to keep his team in the contest. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Curveball gets away from the catcher, goes off the screen, and scoring from third base is Rawson. Rawson, not the quickest guy in the world, but the ball bounded away in front of the Lynn Benton dugout, and Rawson able to score on the wild pitch. So 3 runs in, it's now 16-6 as Robillard moves down to third and Johnson down to second. Count is 2 balls and a strike now on Zombik. Here's Wells' pitch. That bounces up the plate again, and a nice block that time by Bauer. 9 runs in the last 2 innings for Tacoma. They have scored in every inning since the 3rd. Blanked the first 2, and they put a number up every time since then, and the pitch called strike 2. 4 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 6 in the 6th, and 3 so far here in the 7th, and now have a 10-run lead at 16-6. Count is full now on Zombik. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and Wells and Bauer not on the same page, so they'll have a quick conversation. You really don't want another run to score if you're Lynn Benton. It's going to be tough enough to get a run in anyway. If you have to score 2 to keep your season alive, it makes it really tough. Conversation over. And the number 9 hitter for Tacoma, Zombik, will step back in. Runners at second and third. Count is full. Wells is ready. Here's a pitch. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Diving try past the shortstop. That will pick up 2 more runs. Rounding first is Zombik. He'll hold there. And 2 more runs score. And Tacoma puts another 5 spot on the board here in the 7th inning of play. Robillard scores from third. And from second base, Johnson. And Zombik has a 2 RBI single up the middle. And it's now 18-6. Is that right? Yeah, 18-6. Yeah, it was 16-6. That's right. 18-6. Here's the pitch. Swing popped up out of play. The count, no balls and a strike. 9th batter to the plate this inning, Jordan Stoner. Stoner today has 3 base hits. As now Tacoma 15 base hits here in the ball game. Wells ready. Here's a pitch. Swing and a line drive past the shortstop into center field for a base hit. Wide turn at second and heading on down to third is Zombik, and runners at the corners once again for Tacoma. Solid single up the middle for Stover, and for the second straight inning the Tacoma Titans bat around as they have scored 5 runs in this inning, lead 18-6, have runners at first and third. They'll bring back Wolf. Wolf started this inning, caught looking for a strikeout. Now he's back up for the second time here in the inning. Runners at the corners. Wells will fake the throw to third and look back to first. Wolf today is 0 for 4. Walked once, scored a run. Struck out twice. Both times caught looking. Here's the pitch. Fastball upstairs. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strike on Colin Wolf. It's funny because Lynn Benton came in with the number 1 RPI. You felt like it was a team that had an opportunity to come home with some hardware, at least play into Sunday, maybe Saturday, but it looks like they're going to be out in 2. Here's a line drive to left field off the bottom of the Bob's party deck, and that'll pick up another run, and down to second base goes Wolf. Scoring from third is Zombik, as Wolf picks up the RBI double. Line drive off the bottom of the Bob's Sporting Goods party deck, and RBI double, and that'll make it 19-6. Down to third goes Stoner. Now bring him back to the plate, Alex McGarry. McGarry has 3 walks today, and every time he's walked, he scored a run. So runners at second and third now for Tacoma in a 19-6 ball game. And the first pitch ruled strike 1. McGarry walked in the 3rd, the 6th, and the 7th, and every time he scored. Struck out in the 1st and flied out to the second baseman in the 4th. So he's 0 for 2 with 3 runs scored. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes on McGarry. 6 runs in the inning for Tacoma after a 6th spot in the 6th inning. So 12 runs in their last 2 go-rounds against Lynn Benton pitching. Here comes the 0-2 pitch in the dirt, ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. But the thing for Lynn Benton has just been their pitching, have been unable to throw strikes. That's really cost them. Gave up 10 runs against Walla Walla, 19 so far against Tacoma. And walks have really done them in. 4, 6, 8, 9 here today. Here's the pitch, swing popped up. Left field side, and the catch made in foul territory by Peters for the last out of the inning. So for the Tacoma Titans here in the 7th inning, I had to remember what inning we're in. 6 runs on 5 base hits. There were no errors, 2 runners left on base. After 6.5 innings of play here at the 2017 NWAC Championships, it's now Tacoma 19, Lynn Benton 6.
Originally, I came to C of I specifically for baseball. And once I got here, I realized that C of I was a lot more than just baseball. The student-faculty ratio here is unbelievable. That was really where I realized that C of I was different than my old school that I transferred from, and really any other school. I had one teacher spend about 5 hours with me in 2 days on individual work. And I've never had a teacher, even in high school, take the time to do that for me. I'm Sam Grice, and that's why I chose C of I.
All right, we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Last chance for the Roadrunners. They're down 13 runs. They've got to score 4 to keep their season alive, or they're out in 2 here at the 2017 NWAC Championships. Last inning, they scored 5. We'll see what happens here in the 7th. Top of the order, Colton Cosner steps to the plate, swings at the first pitch, pops it up, foul territory, out of play. No balls and a strike on Cosner. Cosner today 2 base hits, an infield single in the 3rd, and a single to left in the 6th. He scored the first of those 5 runs in the 6th inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch, swing and a ground ball, pass, or the diving stop at second base. Stans throws the first in time, and out at first base is Cosner. Robillard, a great play. I thought the ball was going to get past him. He dives, he goes to his right, knocks it down, gets up, throws a strike to McGarry, and out at first base is Cosner. So out Cosner for the first out of the inning. Now it'll bring the catcher, Jack Bauer, to the plate. Bauer today 1 for 3. Here's the first pitch. That fastball upstairs, ball 1. Garrett Smith, the 3rd pitcher for Tacoma here this afternoon. Ryan Connor in line for the win. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, fastball, outside corner, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Bauer. Again, Bauer, he most exciting play in baseball, inside the park home run. He's the one who did it. Here's a 1-1 pitch, fastball upstairs, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike on Bauer. Damon Peters awaits on deck. 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Check swing, and the pitch misses for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike now on Bauer. Smith trying to close it out, keep his team alive to move on to the 2:05 game tomorrow. Here's the pitch, swing and a line drive into right field, long run for Perkins. It gets past him and all the way to the wall. Down to second base goes Bauer, and he'll stand up with the double. Bauer, the line drive down the right field line. Perkins tried to run it down, could not. Oh, Weichel's now in right field, okay. So Weichel in right field for Tacoma. So a runner at second is Bauer as he has his 2nd hit of the ball game. They'll bring the plate Damon Peters. Peters today is 0 for 3. Smith from the stretch now. He'll reset on the rubber and he'll be ready to go. Here's the pitch. Fastball high, ball 1. So again, Lynn Benton needs 4 runs to keep this ball game alive, or their season ends with 2 straight losses. Right now, a 30-12 mark. Somehow they'll need some magic to get that 31st win. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Taking all the way, and the pitch misses inside. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Peters. Hear the groan from the Tacoma fans, but again, they're sitting off to the right on the first base side of home plate. All they see is the height of the pitch. And there's the next pitch. Swing and a high drive. Left field and deep. Back on the ball. Looking up. It is gone. Home run. Went over the back fence as well as Damon Peters hits it over the bullpen wall in left field. And 2 runs were in here for Lynn Benton here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. A mammoth home run by Damon Peters as he got all of that and went over the bullpen wall and out in the parking lot, way out over the right line sign in right field, and a 2-run home run for Damon Peters. That makes it 19-8 as Peters picks up his first hit of the ball game, a 2-run home run to left field, and picks up the 2 RBIs. Scores Bauer from second. That'll bring to the plate Caleb Smith. Smith pops it up foul territory, first base side, and out of play. Look out, no balls and 1 strike. That was a no-doubter by Damon Peters. As soon as he hit it, Jordan Stover went back, but he pretty much knew after about 3 or 4 steps that that ball was going to carry, and it certainly carried as it went over the right line fence behind the bullpen into left field for the mammoth 2-run home run. Count now, no balls and a strike on Smith. Here's the pitch, and they check down to first base. He did not go. Garrett Smith, the pitcher, Caleb Smith, the batter. And the count of 1 ball, 1 strike. 19-8 now, Tacoma on top. Garrett Smith ready from the stretch. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing, popped up. Right center field, moving on over is Taylor Adams, the center fielder. He reaches up, makes the catch for the 2nd out. There are now 2 outs for the Roadrunners, and they're down to their final out of the season unless Cowden, Congdon, and Desbians can get on base and score. They need 3 more runs to keep the season alive, and we'll have to start with Cowden. Cowden today 1 for 3, a single and a run scored in the 6th, struck out in the 4th, and grounded out in the 2nd. Garrett Smith from the stretch, first pitch, fastball at the letters, strike 1. No balls and a strike on Cowden. 8 runs on 8 hits now for Lynn Benton. Here's the next pitch. Fastball, outside corner, strike 2. But 19 runs on 18 hits for Tacoma. 2 guys with 4 RBIs here in the contest. Rawson and Robillard. Down to game time. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3, and that's it. Cowden caught looking, and the season's over for Lynn Benton. The Roadrunners eliminated in 2 straight here as they lose to Tacoma 19-8. For Lynn Benton in the 7th inning, 2 runs on 2 base hits. There are no errors and no runners left on base. Smith will pick up or record his first strikeout of the ball game, and Lynn Benton will go home with a 30-13 record. Tacoma will continue as it picks up its 30th win of the year. Tacoma will play tomorrow afternoon at 2:05 against the winner, or against the, I believe, be the winner. Well, let's see. Tacoma will play, find out, against the loser. Okay, so Tacoma will play the loser of Everett and Lower Columbia tomorrow at 2:05, and they'll try and keep their season alive here as well. For Lynn Benton, final line score this afternoon for them, 8 runs on 9 hits, no errors, and just 2 runners left on base. The losing pitcher was Logan Hatley. He goes 3 2/3 innings, gives up 5 runs, and he saddled with the loss. Winning pitcher today for Tacoma is Ryan Connor. He goes 5 2/3 innings, allows 4 runs.
All right,
His
here we go.
offense
Thank you
really
very much.
picked up
Kenton
the
Robillard
game.
with us here, our guest. And
slack.
that's a heck of a game. 19 spot out there. Pretty impressive. Great bounce back by you guys.
Yeah, we knew we needed to win this one. We came and took care of business. Don't like playing knowing that it might be our last game, but gives us that extra energy, and came out and showed us what we can do.
Boy, I'll tell you what, you had 3 hits today, 4 RBIs. That's pretty good, but I'll tell you what people are talking about is you and Wolfie up the middle there today. Wow, first of all, talk about that shortstop flip. That was special.
Oh my gosh, yeah, well, once he dove for it, I didn't really see the ball at first, and then all of a sudden it came out of nowhere, out of his glove. And then the first thing that went through my mind is I need to turn this because he might make it on SportsCenter. And unfortunately, he beat it out. He's a good runner, but yeah, he's a tremendous guy. I've played with him a couple years up the middle now, and he's one heck of a player.
Yeah. Well, not to be outdone, that wasn't a bad play by yourself there in the 9th or in the 7th inning.
Yeah, you know what? Just trying to get it out for my team and get the game over with. So glad I could contribute.
All right, well, a lot of contributions, 19 runs, incredible leather out there, and outstanding pitching. Kenton, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right. Kenton Robillard of the
This
Tacoma
afternoon,
Titans.
Tacoma defeats Lynn Benton. Your final score, the Titans 19, the Roadrunners 8. We'll be back in about 45 minutes with our next contest between Lane and Mount Hood. So long, everyone.